Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon. I'm here today with another episode of the Great Galleria of Grunrundi. We've got the full cast and crew with us today. We're going to go on some shenanigans, my friends. It's going to be a good time. Let's go on the cast and crew, let's figure out who we are and who we are playing today. God damn it, Isriva. Let's start off first of all by saying hey to Chelsea, our Dungeon Master. Chelsea, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I got back yesterday from a vacation to the mountains, so I'm feeling refreshed and ready to dive in. We've only got like a few more episodes of the Galleria left in this season, so might be wrapping some things up, escalating a few scenarios. So yeah, I'm stoked.
I like it. I like it. We also have back with us Madame Gandalf. How you doing, Madame?
I'm doing great. Time differences are weird because we had daylight savings and now everything's weird again.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to still wrap my head around it. I love and hate how international the internet is. Yes.
Yeah, I feel ya.
That makes sense. Somewhere.
I'm
excited to be back, and I'm excited to be Ari again, and I'm excited to be an awful, awful being. Because there's nothing more fun than being terrible.
Live vicariously. Well, speaking of terrible people, we have Scranicus with us today. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, hi, Will.
Oh, man. How you doing, friend?
Yeah, I am very, very well. I'm good. I'm playing Fergus Fimbleton today. Possibly Squirtle Fimbleton. Possibly Dragon Turtle. His name was Doug Fimbleton. God knows what's going to happen to the Fergus at this point. At this point, who knows what's going to happen in Fergus's little life, little world. God bless him.
Absolutely. Literally anything could happen. Thank you guys for these donations coming through. We'll get to these in just a second. These, of course, are the cast of Encounter Roleplay, but we do have some various players who have signed up to play with us today in the Galleria. We have Lord Welshie with us today. Welshie, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing good, very much doing good, thank you. I'm trying to get my words in order as they come out my mouth.
I never find that's necessary. As long as words come out, it's the most important thing. So, Welshie, talk to us about Kovrak today.
Yep, so I'm Kovrak, I'm a half-orc on my mother's side. Left my village when I was a young adult, didn't like how the little shits there treated me. Didn't like the green skin and how beautiful and fabulous it was. 6 foot tall, quite muscular, good in a fight. I've got these lovely sideburns and this fantastic soul patch going on to adorn my chin and impress the wenches.
I like the sound of that. You can consider this wench impressed. We also have with us Koros RPG. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. This is going to be the first game I have played in a long time where I am not a DM, so it's gonna be fun. You know,
that's awesome.
I've finally got that that dry spell done with now. You know?
Nice. You're out. You're in the good times roll. And who are you going to be playing today? Who have you making your debut performance in a while with?
I'm going to be playing Pattern. She is a tiefling blade singer. She's got gray skin. She's 6'2", cat eyes, canine fangs, and a little bit of like dark scales going down her arms and around her face. She's got a little familiar, who is an owl. Sorry, so I'm so nervous, but yeah, she's very bombastic and is looking to find adventure here in the Galleria.
There you go, Galleria. Great stuff. Amazing. I am excited to play with Pattern. Thanks so much. And of course, we have with us Austin today. Austin, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. This is actually my first time playing on Roll20, so this should be a interesting experience, but super ready to have a good time.
Amazing stuff. And who will you be playing tonight?
So I am playing Balasar. He is a cleric. He's a bronze dragonborn. He's a little bit older, so he's like just on that age range of like being venerable, like right before that point. So he's just kind of trying to look and trying to make a little bit more good in the world, and trying to do what he can to help other people. So he's traveled to the Galleria in order to do what he can to help the people there and see what he can do and what he can bring back to his temple and all that fun stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great stuff. Can't wait to play with these guys. Also, thanks so much to Kent for gifting all these subs. Thank you, Kent. We appreciate that. Also, of course, I myself will be playing Finbar, the half-elf bard. No longer a ghost, actually. I should correct that after last week. Finbar is a terrible person. He is incredibly beautiful on the outside and incredibly ugly on the inside. He's here with his friends Ari. Friend Ari. And Fergus is also here. He is a terrible person. I know. Before we dive into today's game, though, before we get playing with these guys, alrighty, guys, we are sponsored today by D&Dice.co.uk. Go over to their website. Oh, that was a weird noise. Go to their website and save yourself some cash. Save yourself 5% off when you use the coupon code EncounterRoleplay. They support all of the shows here on Encounter Roleplay. Strongly suggest you go get out some beautiful dice. Also, you can interact with today's game. If you haven't yet followed Encounter Roleplay, hit the follow button and join us. Join the show and you will have a good time. And of course, get to decide things that happen to us, the players, in the Galleria today. Also, there's a tweet for you guys. We hit 20 retweets, we'll have another viewer decision. And of course, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. You guys go in and write some cursed magic items for me there on that table. There are a few spots left, so go in, and that will be our new donation table for this month. We do have some donations to get through. First of all, we have already had a host of them come in. Thank you to Isreaver, donates £15 to give Isreaver a wild magic surge. No, not Isreaver. That was the same person.
He's giving himself one.
He's giving him... That is next level. No, he's giving Ari a wild magic surge. Schley is given a critical success and advantage to Madame Gandalf, and Kent Hyde gives 2 wild magic surges to Fergus. Thank you, my friends. Let's get rolling on those, shall we?
Yes, yes.
Do it.
Roll it up.
Alrighty, so we've got 3 for Ari and 2 for Fergus. Remind me in chat if there were any...
the sub
ones
that Kent Hyde gifted me.
Ah, yes.
Can I use the wild magic surge on that?
Sure you can.
Can I either do something really clever or really stupid? Can I use it on Grunrundi?
I don't
Chelsea.
I mean, you can give it a try. Why not? Are you asking me to roll it then for Grand Rundy?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Alright, so
why not?
Get through these real quick here.
That guy's been fucking with me.
1, 4, 1, 2. Fergus, you no longer perspire.
Oh. Well, you are a turtle.
You are a turtle, man. Maybe that makes sense.
Do turtles perspire?
I don't know. That's a good question. Chat, do turtles sweat?
This is like the existential question of the day. Do turtles
Do they sweat?
That's the real question. Great stuff. Scrat your next one. 5-3-3-6. 5-3-3-6. You can see several doors. No, you can see secret doors, but you can't see normal ones.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's incredible. Madame Gandalf Aries. Wild magic surges here. Let's see. 8169. 8169 is all blades within 50
That was
yards
just
are
so
restored
ridiculous.
to pristine condition. Oh no, I've accidentally unplugged my headphones. Shit. We back. My bad. Yes, all of your blades in 50 yards are restored to pristine condition, so nice and clean. Looking good. We've also got 2-6-20. Foliage grows to entangle your feet if you stand still. Don't recommend that you stand still, then.
Okay.
I'm just going to be pacing.
Just an Irish jig the whole time.
The whole time. Amazing. Then your last wild magic surge, 5879, reads, you have ironclad proof that the apocalypse will be tomorrow. It's happening.
Oh, okay.
Does that work a little too well?
This is like tinfoil hat mode, man.
Yeah, get it on. Slap that on.
I used to have an art teacher that actually would wear tinfoil to class. He believed that the government was listening in on his thoughts. He was my color theory teacher.
I bet he was. So
Color theory.
That's a
This
nat 20
explains so
to
much.
focus. It's all starting to make sense now, isn't it, guys? There's this dragon, and it's going to destroy you all. Yeah. Fergus, you get a nat 20 from Karamed. And Grunrundi's wild magic. Your Grunrundi's principal weapon cannot be damaged by magical heat.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Ah, damn it! Like, what the hell?
Man, I've also got 2 D10Ks here to roll myself from subs, so I'll get these out quick.
All right.
I've got to change out
Oh
my
my god,
headphones.
so much.
Also,
Fuck.
turtles don't sweat as they do not possess sweat glands.
Thank you.
Well, there
for
you
that.
go.
Thank you for that.
Reading
Gemma.
chat, apparently they cry.
Today's
instead.
fun fact.
So Fergus just starts crying.
God damn it, Ken. I get more wild magic. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Usually we don't have this. My teeth turn to steel. Good. Good. My
Okay.
teeth are now made of steel.
So grill, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty hardcore. That's so metal.
It's so metal.
All metal within 50 yards induces frostbite while in daylight. So now I've got frostbite in my mouth.
Yeah, but you're not in daylight.
Good. Yes, and I never will be. Yes. My next one's from Kent. Tomorrow I find a small pouch of counterfeit rubies. Huh.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
And then I retain a perfect memory of the next... let's roll it here. 34 hours. I have a perfect memory.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
So now is not
Have
the
we-
time to confide in him.
Yeah.
Have we calmed down, chat? Yeah.
Tell him anything.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna start with a little bit of a recap because last week's episode was kind of like a funky offshoot flashback. Woo woo! Yeah, we got a little side quest out of Fergus. So if you're new to Ground Run, we are kind of at the tail end, so I'm going to quick cover some serious business that has come into play. So the Galleria, of course, is a repurposed catacomb. We know that, and it's this giant kind of shopping complex. Now, our adventurers arrived here a while back to return some horrible gifts they got from the holidays, and some crazy stuff's happened to them since their arrival, including killing 2 prostitutes, getting a rundown dive tavern at the end of the food court district gifted to them. Fergus became sick with the rapacity fever, which we have aptly named the fantasy herp. They came in contact and kidnapped their very first guide by removing its mask and learning how deep the kind of psionic control power runs after the woman threw herself out of the window and committed suicide. And over time, they have found themselves deeper and deeper in the bowels of Grunrundi. They've learned about the slave trading that's been happening throughout the Black Market District. And more than this, they found the secret mine where this interesting white, kind of soft mineral has been mined from there. And they've learned that it is actually the material used to make the
Give me 2 seconds.
the herb. And they have, in the last episode we saw them, they had been traveling together and decided that more information was necessary to find the exit from Grunrundi, from the Galleria at Grunrundi. So there was a book they came across many, many episodes ago that was locked underneath a glass casing. And the last we saw them, they were standing right outside that glass casing. Now, last week, we got a little side quest out of Fergus. For those of you that tuned in, Fergus had his own kind of mini adventure that we never got to see that led him to the arena in the Black Market District. Last week, Fergus had kind of a dreamscape sequence that brought his lost memories back of exactly how he ended up there. And it led him once again into the bowels, and we met a very important character, Doug. And Finbar accompanied him because I guess their bromance runs so deep that when Fergus streams, so does
Something
Finbar.
like that.
Something like that. And so and they kind of went and basically relived the moments leading up to Fergus's kidnapping and tossing into the arena. So we're actually going to pick up with Ari, Fergus, and Finbar. Ari, Finbar, and Fergus have literally passed out. You guys attacked with, I believe, a thunder wave or clap of some kind. This crystal thunder something. Thunderdome. This crystal casing around. You snuck in and you kind of cracked this crystal casing around this ancient dwarven book. Celia is standing there next to you, and Fergus and Finbar basically pass out at your feet. And Fergus, in his turtle form, which is his final kind of transformation from the sickness, is kind of like kicking, and Finbar is kind of drooling. And Fergus, you are reminded in your dream state of that one moment at the end where you're staring at Grunrundi and it chops at you as it wakes you up, and his words were, "I'm coming for you."
If there was ever a final sign that the apocalypse is coming, this was it. This was it. This is the last sign. I'm writing this down. It is all added up to this moment. Right here.
Celia says, what moment? What are you talking about? And Fergus, why are you screaming? And why is Finbar passed out? What? Shh. Shh. It's a secret mission. She says, you alert everybody that we're here.
Fergie. Now then. Big breaths. And help me with Finny, because I don't know what's going on with this man right now. Normally I don't mind them drooling, but this is not a good look for him.
Should we slap? Oh.
Sexy drooling.
Oh, he's awake. Sexy drooling.
Oh, was I sexy drooling?
You were starting to tear over the line into
It's a fine line.
I'll get that for you, Finbar. Let me just get that for you.
Oh, don't touch me.
So you just passed out. Did something happen? Are you ill?
I cast
Celia says.
Thunderdome on the thing, and had a temporary loss of my faculties. Not all of them, but
you got a little stooly.
Oh, thank you.
I was doing something. I was shouting about something.
You always are. It's always.
Yes, you
almost
were
always.
shouting. You kept saying Grunrundi.
He's
I remember.
He's convinced we're in some kind of series.
You see what you're doing right now, Fergie? We need you to do the opposite.
Almost the exact opposite of what you do at all times is what you should be doing.
Grunrundi's gonna get us.
Get us? Does he know we're coming? Does he know we're coming?
He was looking right at me and he snapped at me and he was like, "I'm gonna get you."
Oh, he had a fever dream again. One of those. Yes.
Oh.
And you remember Finbar because you were also there and you have this perfect memory for the next 34 hours. That not only was there a Grunrundi there, but there was an exit.
That's right.
A marked exit.
Oh God, I was in Fergus's dream. Ugh, gross. Yes, I was down there.
That sounds positive.
Oh, no, yes. He is certainly chlamydia positive. We know that much. And he's got the herb. We were down in the horde of a dragon. Grunrundi was there, covered in molten gold, and there was an exit. The one way out is to get to the heart of Grunrundi.
And Doug.
I'm sorry,
almost
Doug?
Nothing to do with Doug. Doug.
But there was Doug, Finbar. You can't forget about Doug.
Who is Doug?
I mean,
The
I've
dragon
already
turtle.
about Doug.
That's only because I have a perfect memory that I remember who he is. Yes, he is a large turtle. I gave him some tentacles, and I won't contextualize that whatsoever.
But we need to save him.
No, we do.
As you guys are
It's the
having,
law.
That's the almost exact opposite of what we need to do.
I want to have the three of you roll a perception as you're standing here having this conversation.
I'm aware of nothing.
Oh, Fergus is a no-go. His turtle ears hear nothing.
What do your turtle eyes hear?
What do you
Nat 20.
Oh, and that 20.
What?
So as you're having this conversation, you hear the sound of footsteps, big heavy ones, as if somebody of large stature in like chainmail is about 3 or 4 of them.
It sounds as though someone of heavy stature and chainmail, maybe 3 or 4 of them, drawing close.
Hark!
Hearken to
Exactly.
me. They're near.
And at a nat 20, you also hear them speaking. One of them says, "Quickly, take these 3 down. Grunrundy is expecting them for dinner."
Oh, Grunrundy's this way. We can watch them being eaten, and get down into Grunrundi. Or we could also save them. And, I mean, that's another option, I guess. But we could just watch them being eaten.
I do love dinner parties.
I know you.
Isn't Grunrundy coming to get us?
Yes, but we also have to go towards Grunrundi to get out.
Would you like to hide? Or are you going to stay?
It's a
Because
very
they're
simple
entering the
process,
space.
Fergus.
You guys
Yeah,
are
let's
like, I don't
hide.
know, what do you think? I don't know, what do you think?
No, this is
We're essentially...
This has been a long time in the coming, Fergus. Now,
Yeah, Celia says, "Quickly, hide!" And she's going to...
what? Oh, yes, the voices.
Squirtle just retracts into his shell.
I begrudgingly pick up
Oh, nice.
Fergus's turtle shell as I hide. Just, god damn it, Fergie.
Celia
I appreciate this, Errol.
Celia tries to hide, but doesn't do a terribly good job. She's like got a piece of herself like hanging out. Ari, what'd you roll
Don't you hate it?
for your stealth?
Oh, for my stealth?
Yeah.
Oh, that 20.
Oh, okay. So Ari and Finbar are able to just like out of sight and hide behind some furniture, kind of in the room, like a large sitting piece of sitting furniture made of wood.
They're like mannequins, like.
Yeah, you guys like, and Celia unfortunately doesn't quite make it, as 3 of these giant red half dragons, the ones that did actually morph and change successfully from the sickness, enter with 3 prisoners, Pattern, did I get it? Kuvrak and Balasar, as you guys are actually black bag and tied. I'm going to have each of you go around, even though you're kind of like gagged and black bag at the moment, and tell me exactly how you ended up in the hands, 1 in Grunrundi and 2 captured in the hands of these giant half dragons. We'll start with you, Pattern.
Well, for me, Patterns usually tends to keep to herself. She doesn't like to break laws or get in people's way. But I'm thinking that she saw one of these dragon folks here picking on somebody who probably didn't deserve it and was probably close to death, and she kind of stepped in, and she tends to overthink that she can win a 4v1 fight, so she got her butt kicked, and now she's looking very upset and terse right now.
Yeah, and they have your owl actually in a cage as well, which Ari, Finbar, you guys see. Celia also sees it. Fergus, you're like pulled into your shell, so you don't quite see what's too much of them entering the space. But yeah, they've got you bound and tied. Balasar.
So probably what happened was that he went kind of like more like grungier, dirtier, kind of like more poor districts of the Galleria, and was trying to do what he could to like kind of heal the people that were there, like see what he could to like, oh, you're sick, heal you of that. And then he also has a decanter of endless water, so he was trying to distribute water out to those that needed it, and they didn't take too kindly to that, especially for free services. So they probably started going up and trying to gang up on some of the people that he was helping, trying to get him to stop, and it didn't sit too well. So again, 4v1, not a good fight. So kind of lost that one.
All right, nice. And Kuvrak.
So Kuvrak was with a mercenary company that normally takes on kind of guard jobs for merchants. So the most recent one was a merchant that had heard of the Galleria of Grunrundi and had hired on Kuvrak to be one of his bodyguards to get there. And when they arrived, Kuvrak decided to have a look around and just never ended up leaving. And then one day, a rival mercenary company that he has a bit of beef with from a previous encounter met them in a bar, having mixed a few too many drinks, and he just saw red, got into a big fight, and the next thing he knows, he can't really see anything, and he's got some kind of cloth bag over his head.
Nice. So the three of you have been captured really within the last 24 hours. You've been black bagged, you were taken down. You know you were taken deeper because it's gotten warmer as you've gone deeper into the earth. But you don't exactly know where you are. You've heard them talking about, they debated whether or not to sell you, to take you to the slave docks, and decided that Grunrundi, you overheard them talking, has been restless the past few days and has been begging for more and more people and souls to consume. So they decided to that they are going to take you direct to Grunrundi for feeding. So you guys are actually on your way there. And as you enter the room, you feel them tug at your arms and stop you. And one of the half-dragons goes, "What is that?" And points at the turtle shell at the base of the pillar where this ancient book is. And he goes, "A turtle? What is a turtle doing here?" And he goes to pick it up. And as he does so, Celia steps out and goes, Don't touch him!" She says,
At the same time, like, Fimbo is whispering to Ari, just leave him. No,
just stop saying it. Yeah, they have no idea you guys are there, but Celia steps out, and the half-dragon turns around and grunts at her, and he says, "What are you doing here?" And one of them reaches out and grabs her by the neck. She tries to fight, but is clearly not strong enough. She's by no means a fighter. And she says, "Please don't hurt the turtle. It's not his fault. I apologize."
I think Fergus turns invisible.
The turtle shell goes, and it's gone. So that disappears.
You're right.
It's just invisible.
The turtle shell goes invisible, and Celia looks deep into the eyes of this half-dragon, and he goes, You two will make good feeding for Grunrundi. And another one goes, "Hey, sir, look! There's a crack in the crystal." And they kind of all take a look at it, and he looks deep. You can tell he tightens around Celia's throat, and he says, "Did you crack the crystal dome? Were you trying to get to the book?" And you see him take his hands and snap her neck, and Celia's body goes limp in his hands.
Oh shit, I was gonna bang her.
Yeah, she sealed your deal with the devil.
Well, it's just you and me now, Ori. Do you wanna... I know there's a really good oyster place not far from here.
Oh, yes. It's been a long time since I've had my oyster shucked.
I would love to shuck your oyster. And I would love for you to shuck mine too.
I love when you guys are whispering this in silence to one another. A woman has just died. They just cracked
like mannequins.
To be fair, Fergus feels bad, but he...
What was somebody?
Yeah. So you hear this half-dragon go, come. And he kind of tosses her body to one of the other guys, tosses over his shoulder, and they begin kind of pulling the three of them along down a door, actually, Fergus, that you can't, or that you can see, that nobody else can see. Because it's technically hidden. And they walk over, and there's a little, book on shelf, basic kind of thing. He pulls it out, slides to the side, and there's a very narrow staircase that winds down. And they start leading these three gentlemen down the staircase with Celia's limp body over one of their shoulders.
Are Are we bound with rope around our
You're bound with rope around your hands and tied to the person next to you. You can speak inside the bag. They haven't gagged you necessarily. There's just a bag over your head.
Okay, gotcha.
Where are the guards?
Can I try to fiddle with the knot? Sorry.
Yeah, so if you guys would like to do under your hands, roll me a dex or give it a try. Ari, you had a question?
Yeah, where exactly are the guards? Like, are they in front?
relation-
Are they behind? Yeah.
Yeah, so they have turned their backs to you, actually. As they entered the room, they kind of entered to your right. You guys were hiding almost behind. Nice. At an 18, you definitely managed to get your hands free. If you want to do it where they can't see you or notice it, roll me a sleight of hand to go with it.
Okay, gotcha.
So, all right, you guys were hiding behind a sofa. They basically came in, turned their backs to you to stare at the pillar, which would have been on kind of the west end, if you would, of the room. They kind of did their business. They snapped her neck standing around the pillar with the book on it. And they exited through a secret door to the north of the room. So they are...
Before Fergie can see.
Yeah, and nobody can see it but Fergie. At a 13, you don't do it terribly sneaky, but you do manage to get your hands free. Is there any action you would like to take now that your hands are free?
Okay, so back still on my head, so I can't really see anything. But I'm going to pretend that I'm still bound for now, but still go with them.
Cool. Okay, yeah, just like a deception, Balasar,
Yeah.
and Kuvrak, or anything that you guys want to do?
Could I perception check to see, like, if there are two guards in front of me, two guards behind me? Are they, like, left and right? Or, like, how are they?
I was about to say, you have a bag over your head, so you can't really, but I would why don't you roll a perception?
Okay.
We'll take it at disadvantage because you're trying to use your hearing to pick up on it. Let's see if you can figure it out based upon where they are talking. Oh, at a 6. So you are very aware that you are you're actually in the center of Pattern and Kuvrak. Kuvrak's on your right, Pattern's on your left. And it seems that there are at least 3 of them around you, along with this kind of cage they've got the bird in, but you can't tell exactly where they are, if they're like in front or behind you.
Okay. So, but I do know that I've got person on the left, person on the right. Do I know that Pattern has escaped?
Nope, you haven't been able to sense and tell that he's escaped yet.
Okay. Then, and our mouths, you said we weren't gagged, yeah?
You weren't gagged, you just have a bag over your head. So you can technically speak. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, I'll wait until I know where the guards are, and then after that. Yeah.
Cool. Kuvrak, anything you'd like to do while you're bound and kind of heading towards the secret exit?
Can I just kind of test the bindings to see if I feel like if I gave it enough of a tug, I might be able to maybe break the rope or kind of break out of the bindings?
Yeah, so if you want to fiddle your way out of it, I would take a dex check. If you want to actually pop the ropes, I'm going to take a strength. So I'll let you kind of make that decision based on your character.
I say we just watch and see what they do.
No! At an 18.
Okay.
Yeah, you two are able to do you want to do it stealthily? Or without them seeing? Okay, so give it a...
to do it in an awkward way.
All right, give me a sleight of hand. Let's see if you can do it without them seeing it too. Oh, okay. At a 6, you're not quite as sneaky in terms of doing it, and they notice you free your hands, but you are able to do it. And the one of them goes, "Hi, what are you doing?" And he reaches for you, and we are actually going to go into initiative. They drop Celia's limp body to the floor, so I'm actually gonna have everybody roll for initiative, and there are in fact 3 of them. And I made a character sheet for them.
Wow, it's preparation.
What? Oh. Actually, I probably only needed to roll once because they're all going to go on a 14 because I don't have the energy to roll for all of them separately. So we'll take the 14. Okay, 14 for them. Initiative. Kurak's got it. Oh my goodness. Celia's dead. Just get rid of that tab. You guys are
Fast.
killing it.
I'm very confused as to why they're heading towards a wall.
Yeah. Well, you guys saw the bookshelf slide when they opened it. To a secret passage. Yeah, exactly. To a secret
I
passage.
want to go to secret passages. I want to hit them with a crowbar.
And Madam rolled a 16. All right. And who am I missing? Oh, Anderson. Okay. In order. Fergus and Kuvrak, which of you has a higher dex modifier?
Definitely not me. I'm a turtle, so I have -5.
Okay, so we'll say Fergus goes last. Okay. First is going to be Pattern, followed by Finbar. It's then going to be Ari, all the half-dragons, Balasar, Kuvrak, and Fergus in that order. There are 3 of them, and they still don't know that Ari, Finbar, or Fergus are here. They're only aware of the 3 of you, and the fact that you have freed your at least 2 of you have freed your hands. And first up is actually Pattern, and your hands are free. How would you like to proceed? You do not have your vision yet because you have not removed it back.
Okay, so I hear these ropes being like, just broke.
Exactly, yeah.
And then like, hey, what's going on? So, Pattern, she's gonna assume that the one of the guys with her is gonna try to do something, so she's gonna back him up, and so she's gonna rip the bag off of her head. She's gonna draw her sword.
Mm-hmm.
And to draw is a bonus action, right?
What I'll do is just say your movement action is taken by removing the bag and drawing the sword. We'll kind of do that for the sake of storytelling.
All right, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Yes, there's that action.
Mm-hmm. And
we just jump in here. Sorry, real quick. Thank you to Machine Gun. And there's 10 pounds surprise dragon. Oh no, Dragon Slayer. Ah, thank you.
Oh, surprise Dragon Slayer for me
Yeah,
or for them?
I believe so.
Okay. All right, keep going. I'm listening there, Pattern.
It's okay. And she's just gonna you guys see this kind of like sparkling diamond mist appear around her form and kind of turn into this translucent set of plate, and she's gonna point her rapier at the one that was going over to Kuvrak, and she's gonna say, "All right, well, time for round 2, boys."
Nice, awesome. And you guys hear that?
Do you think she would like to have her oyster shut too?
I think she's just gagging for it.
God. This is PG-13, right? Fenbar, it's your turn.
I didn't get that memo. I seeing Patton diving into the action here. I'm inspired to act and to impress Ori. So I dive in with my whip of oyster shucking.
If anything is going to impress Ari, it's a whip.
I bet. I know my audience. And I'm going to go to the one that Padden was fighting there and have a good old with my 9.
Ooh, and a 9 does not hit.
9? Okay.
And they now know that you are there. Not yet 9.
I say, surprise! As I come out and just flail randomly with my whip. Ah! 'Tis I, Finbar the Bard.
I feel like you crack it and it comes back and hits you on the ass.
Hits you on the face. Surprise! Didn't see that coming.
Oh man. Okay, Ari, it's your turn. You see Finbar kind of crack himself with the whip a little bit, and as they 2 of them turn to look at the both of you behind this sitting or couched.
Seeing that, the mannequin form is no longer really going to cut it, Ari's going to just whack him across the head with a crowbar.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
As one does.
So you step in.
I'll step in, just like, oh god. I'll hopefully clunk the first one right in front of me, straight across the jaw.
Sure.
Oh, this bodes well. 18 plus 2, so 20.
Oh, yeah. Hit.
Awesome sauce. All right. And now, I love this dice. Okay, 19.
Hit. Make it so. Give me those double hits.
All right.
And you can take your sneak attack. Don't forget that to your sneak attack damage.
Ooh, yes. Okay. What exactly would the damage be for a crowbar?
I mean, I'm gonna say it's an improvised weapon, so I'll just take a d6 each time with your
Okay.
but you're a rogue, so your dex with that.
Okay, with my dex.
Yep. Oh, God.
Oh, that didn't roll well. Well, I got 3 on those 2 dice. Plus 6, so 9.
9. Okay, so 9 points of damage. Did you roll your sneak attack too?
I haven't.
Which is 2d6?
3d6.
3d6 at 5.
So 1 more. That's more like it. That would be a 13.
So Fergus gets an advantage from Divaldi. Thank you, my friend.
20, so that would be, what did I say, 21?
Yes.
Yes. Alrighty. Oh, he does not like that. And as soon as you whack him upside the head because his back was to you, he does turn and drops the rope, actually, that was attaching the 3 of you kind of together. And Balazar, you feel this drop as he lets go of it. And we move right along to the half-elf's turn. So he does not like that at all and is going to turn around with a short sword and give you a hit for 21, Ari.
That'll hit. That'll
All
do
right.
it.
You'll take 7. You'll take 7 piercing there from that. The second one is actually the one that pattern hit. And instead of drawing a weapon, they're going to use their fire breath. So I need you to make a DC deck save or DC 15 deck save pattern.
Okay.
All right. This is going to get very toasty here in a second.
Let's see how
this goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Dexterity save.
At 11, it doesn't make it. So we're gonna take some damage here.
Okay.
Woo! 25 points of damage.
All
How
right.
are you faring?
I'm good because I'm going to go ahead and for my reaction use absorb elements,
Nice.
which will half that.
Cool. So take that. What is that? 13 points of damage, or I'll take 12. We'll round down.
Okay.
12
Alright.
points of damage instead. And it noticed you absorb this energy, and you can see the look on his face as it looks very confused. It expected to kind of take you out. And the third one is going to turn around and make a slash at Finbar, in fact, with his longsword. Let me pull that up
Let
here.
him try. I don't fear any man.
Well, he's not technically a man.
That's why I don't fear them. Because I do fear him. I do
At
very scared of him. I'm just not scared of men. Yes.
Yeah, you take 10 slashing damage as he kind of like
Ow.
and comes across you.
That's
yeah,
why I was afraid of you, because I knew you were going to hurt me a lot.
And we move
It
right
was
along.
well-founded fear.
Very
Balazar.
much. Only confirms my fears.
Balazar, it is your turn.
Okay, so could I take the bag off my head and still have my hands bound? Do I have to?
Yeah, no, you definitely can. You could like try to pop the bags off even though your hands are bound.
Cool. Can I do that? And also kind of like how are they positioned? Are there any of them in like a line? Or can
They're
I
not.
get like?
There's to your right is going to be Pattern and the one, and then right behind you are the other 2 that have turned around. They basically have their backs to you and they're attacking Ari and Finbar, about 5 feet from you. So you're actually kind of in the middle of a battle of the circle of all 3 of them.
Okay. Is there any way that I could take like a little like some more of my move action to get those 2 in a line?
You mean the 2 dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You could easily take a 5 foot free and like kind of line them up because they're side by side fighting Ari and Finbar.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do that and be, Richard, where are you? To hell with it. And I'm gonna lightning breath weapon the 2 that are attacking Finbar and Ari.
Cool.
And that is a line 120 feet.
Woofa.
Or no, 5 by 30 feet. Yeah, that's it. 2d6 damage on a failed save, half on successful, and they need to beat a DC 12.
Okay. DC 12, and you said it's a dex con.
Con save.
Con
yeah.
save. Ooh, let's see if they can make it.
Double check that right quick.
14? And an 8, so one of them doesn't make it.
Cool. Makes me happy. Alrighty, so yeah. Here we go. 2d6. Okay, there we go.
All right, so 7 points. They take that. The one guy takes it. It's the same one that Ari has already, or that we had already done damage to. And he kind of yells out as the energy kind of runs through him. Hey, righty then. So I'm just trying to doing my math in my brain. All right, cool. And we move right along to Kuvrak.
Okay, so I'm going to rip the bag off my head.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would I be able to both draw my longsword and kind of grab my shield, or can I only do one of those?
You would be able to pull the sword and put the shield up, but you would not be able to make an attack this round. Does that make sense?
Would I be able to pull the sword and make an attack, though?
Yes, you would.
Okay, so I'm going to pull my sword in a, purely family-friendly way. And I'm going to look at the one that, to me, looks like it's got smoke rising off it, because I just saw this bright flash behind the bag. I'm going to look at the one that has got the smoke rising off it, point the sword at it, and go, "You should have kept your claws off me, you damn dirty Drake!" And I'm going to attack it with my longsword.
All right, make it so.
Big mistake.
Out of 15 does not hit.
Okay, I'm going to use my second attack.
Yep. Oh, great. Nope. It kind of dodges. One of them hits its chainmail, but it's not quite enough to break through. And we move right along to old Invisible Fergus in turtle form.
Fergus sees Harry and Finbar in trouble, and he's like, "Squad!"
Jumps off the shelf. He's going to use water gun again, which I can't remember how we did it last time, but he's going to use it.
I can't either. I feel like I gave you like 1d8 damage for the squirt gun. We're gonna say that because I'm feeling it. make the attack and then
Dex? Yeah, Dex.
Dex. Oh, is it me for the Dex? Yeah. At 11 doesn't probably make it. We're gonna say it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Ah! 3 points, and he's like, ah! As the water like hits him in the face. All right, and Scraticus turtle power. And we move back to the top. Now, as we kind of come back around, you guys have all taken a few blows. You begin to notice the ground is starting to kind of shake, and the 3 half dragons look at each other and they go, No, he sent them. And out of the secret passageway crawls this like mutated, like human body, like form. It looks like 3 or 4 of them have kind of actually merged themselves together. These like mutated human dragons, and they are crawling and dragging their disgusting, gross, single mutated body towards you up the stairs, and you can hear them with their fingernails as they are coming and begin to peer around the corner and break the threshold. And they are going to join the group. And we'll roll their initiative to enter at a 9. We'll just put them at the end. They didn't roll high enough to make it anything other. And so this kind of, I would say it's about 7 foot by 7 foot in diameter. And there's about 3 heads on it. 6 arms, a couple legs. One of them's like drooling this kind of gold saliva, which means you can only assume that this mutated ball of gross is going to vomit molten gold at you at any moment. Cool. And we move right along.
Nails. We know a guy who clips tips. He might be willing to clip the tips.
He's an excellent guy.
Of your
He's my
nails.
tip clipper.
The tip clipper.
Exactly.
Right.
And Pattern, you can smell it too. Just the smell of like death and rot and sickness as this thing crawls out of the doorway behind you.
Behind me?
Yes, behind you. And it I don't know what else to call it, but like a blob.
All right. Sorry.
And it is your turn. How would you like to proceed?
All right. So I can turn around and see these things about to come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna look at the big guy. I'm gonna look down again, and I'm just gonna be like, no. And I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet
Nice.
away from the big guy and the stairs.
Nice.
As
Very
far
good.
as far as I can get.
Yeah, you move to the opposite side. Yeah, you kind of missed yourself to the other side of the room. Nice move.
All right. Yeah. And I'm. Okay, oh, where is Al in all this? By the way.
Good question. So Owl's cage, they had him in like a bird cage, and we're clearly taking him to, has dropped to the floor and kind of rolled off to the side near the base of the pillar where the book was.
Okay. Okay. Well, before I do his stuff, I guess I'm going to fireball at the stairs, like just down
Okay.
it,
Yeah.
just to hit the big Drake guy and those creatures while trying to avoid Kuvrak and
Okay.
anybody else that might be trying to help. So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have at it. Throw that fireball. At I get a dex. Is that what I'm having to be?
yeah, it's DC 14. Otherwise,
so they don't make it. So I take, is that 25 fire damage?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So the ball kind of hits the center of this scaly, mutated humanoid blob of creature as it starts to come up, and you hit it square in this kind of like clear, fleshy spot, and it kind of goes up in flames. And some of the heads start writhing as the hair catches on fire, and they're like and screaming, and they start coming out of the doorway even faster now, but they have taken significant damage. Significant damage. And they are still on fire.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully they smell better now. But can Al try to get out of the cage? I don't know. No.
Make me a strength. He would have to kind of bash it or like roll it about, so I'm going to take it as a strength from the owl.
Okay, well, he has a strength of 3, so it's probably not going to go well. So, let's see here. Roll 20 minus, is it a 4 or is it 3? It's a -4, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, at a 7, not enough. You can hear it though, like, and it is banging the cage against the base of this like wooden pillar, and it's causing the pillar to start to tick, like rock as well, as if it may fall. The one with the crystal and the book, and
That's how the world ends.
yeah, and we move on to Finbar.
You called it. We have a viewer decision. And 20
Oh!
retweets.
Oh,
Boom.
okay. We have a viewer decision. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
I know. I'm trying to debate. What do they find in the back of the book?
Oh god. What's in the book?
What's in the
What's in the bags?
And yay! And we move right along. It's actually Finbar's turn. Finbar, how would you like to
beautiful.
proceed?
Who have I got in front of me right now?
There's one. The single half dragon that has not been injured is standing right in front of you.
Oh, great. Then I'm going to try and whip you once again, even though I am scared of you.
It's magic too, right?
16.
Oh, and a 16 does
Yeah.
not hit.
No!
Oh, nope. They have all that chainmail on. He kind of like ha 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 as he like catches the end of the whip and smacks
you're
it away.
Good. And I'm going to pull inspired by pattern, I misty step 30 feet away. I'm done with this.
all this misty stepping, shoo shoo, and the two myths kind of join each other on one side of the room.
We've got 2 steps now, forming a small staircase.
We're twice as misty. And Ari, it's your turn, and you are also face to face with one of the half dragons that has taken damage.
Do half dragons wear underwear?
I mean,
In an
maybe.
ideal world.
What exactly do you want to do with a half dragon's underwear, might I ask?
Well, I was thinking I could stick the crowbar down and just kind of rip it off.
I don't, rip the underwear off?
With the crowbar. It's a signature move at this point to just
the wedgie I would give you, the wedgie I would give you, but you will take disadvantage if you try to do it with a crowbar, since you could just use your hands.
It's so tempting to go with the disadvantage. Let's do it. Why not? Why not?
Let's do it.
I believe.
Make it so with the crowbar. Yeah, it would be a strength to pull it out.
Okay. So I have to roll twice, right, and take the lowest one? Yes?
Yeah, for disadvantage, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that one was... God damn it. Why? All right. It's a 10.
It's a
The other
10.
Yeah. The other roll is an 18.
Okay. At a 10, you go to put the crowbar down his pants, and you miss hitting the underwear and actually go a little too deep. And nick.
So my hands.
Yeah. You nick his leg a little bit, and one of his arteries with the edge of the crowbar. And he goes, oh, as there's now a crowbar, but you've lost the crowbar to his pants, as it kind of rips free, and now there's like a crowbar sticking out of his pants. Because why wouldn't there be? And we move along, and that half dragon is super duper ticked off by the entirety of what you just did, and he's going to make a swing at you with his short sword. Oh, and he crit fails. Oh man, he crit fails. There's just too much going on. It was too much pain, and maybe he's got a crowbar still stuck in his, left pulmonary artery or something.
It's his third leg now.
Right. The one that did attack Finbar is now going to turn around and begin attacking Kuvrak with his longsword. A 23 to hit.
Oh, that'll hit.
Add a 7 slashing damage.
That's why I was scared.
Yeah, he did 7 slashing to you, and the very last one, now that Pattern has stepped out, is going to turn to Balazar, and is also going to draw his short sword for the first time. A 19 to hit. And 3. Great. So each of you take 7, Kuvrak, and Balazar, you take 3, and we move right along. And it's actually Balazar, it's your turn.
Okay. So I am now engaged with the dude. So the person who had their neck snapped, where are they in all of this?
Yeah, they dropped her body. The moment they found out you guys broke them, they dropped her body at your feet.
So she's at my feet now. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Her limp body is.
Okay. Could I so for the bonus action, I'm gonna have this turn, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And I'm going to set it to slice the binding off my hands. So, and then could I, as an action, cast Spare the Dying on the person that had their neck snapped?
Sure you can. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. I would like to do that.
Yeah, she will not fight you on that. So you kind of reach down, are able to cast Spare the Dying. Sure, I know exactly what that does.
It's okay, she signed up for this.
It's true.
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes.
Oh, she's already dead. Okay.
Yep, she's already dead. I was about to say, I think it has to be. It's got to be restoration or something like that. Oh man.
Resurrection. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
well. That idea. Anyway.
You try and you feel like if you basically just feel she's lifeless. Like they've taken everything that was left in her.
Gotcha.
Much the same way I feel about my mother.
Yeah, she's empty on the inside.
The void.
I mean, it explains a lot.
Kuvrak.
Okay, so the one who just very rudely attacked me,
Truth.
just kind of bloodlust. I'm just going to try and smack him with my longsword again.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Oh, not a hit.
Okay, second attack.
25 does hit.
There we go. Brilliant. So, what was that?
I was about to say, click the longsword on the chat bar, where it kind of goes red.
I see.
Yep, click that'll roll your damage. Okay, so 10.
There we go.
All right, nice. So you do 10 on this guy, and he is unhappy by that. You kind of slice him open, and you see for the first time you actually break the skin free, and he begins to bleed this kind of in gold ooze. It's mixture between kind of molten gold and blood, and it screams out as it grabs its shoulder. All right, he's looking very, very bloodied. And Fergus, what is your plan, friend?
Fergus has realised that the whole Squirtle thing, it's not working. So the whole water gun, it's not doing a lot of damage. So what he's going to do is he's going to, we'll save that actually. No, what he's going to do is he's going to see this guy with the crowbar sticking out of his pants. He's going to run up. He's going to grab that crowbar, and he's going to shocking grasp the hell out of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 14 does not hit. Oh, no, you can't quite get your turtle arms to the... You can't quite get to the crowbar in his pants.
This usually works.
He's just a little too tall. And it's actually the blob's turn, and the blob enters the room and basically begins attacking anything in its path. Arms start flailing, and it actually ends up attacking and trying to hit one of the half dragons, in fact. At a 17 doesn't hit, but you can see it knocks its feet out from underneath it, and it goes down. It is on fire, and it begins flailing, and it's going to flail and take an attack, hopefully on Kuvrak here. Let's see. To hit a 17?
Yeah, that will hit without my shield.
All right. And one more, third arm comes around and misses Balazar with a nat 1. At the 17, you are going to take 8 points of just like, it's almost like these claws, these like dragon claws rake across your leg. Now, as the one half dragon falls and it trips up, it hits the pillar that was already beginning to tip, and it goes crashing to the ground. Crystal shatters everywhere, and the book falls out onto the ground. Since you have already cracked the crystal, it was very easy to break. And we look back around to the top. Pattern, what would you like to do?
All right. Well, I'm going to look to Finbar and say, "Oh, you know the dance as well." And
I certainly do.
I'm going to rake my rapier across the stone floor and starting up a few sparks that turn into this bolt of flame, and I'm going to cast firebolt at the big blob thing.
Okay, cool. So let's see, do I get a save on that?
No, it is to AC, so it's a 24.
Oh, you hit! You hit like hard hit.
And
more
damage.
Yeah, ooh, it does not like that. You see, it ignites the kind of places that were already simmering down from last time, and the ball goes up. And they are in close enough proximity to the owl's cage that it catches the cage that your owl is in on fire, and it begins burning the cage away. The owl's kind of flapping. Does the owl want to take a turn?
Yes. I
was about to say, it can try to break free again with advantage since the cage has been weakened by the fire.
Okay. All right, let's see if we can do it. Come on, Al. I know you can.
You can do it!
You do it. So let me do this. D20 minus 4 since...
He's just an owl. He can do it.
First roll. It's a 2.
Oh, no! Nope.
It's a 2.
No go on the first one. Okay,
14.
14. He tries, no luck, and the second one, the owl breaks free, flinging kind of hot and burning pieces of wooden cage around, and it manages to take flight on his turn. Finbar, what is... Oh,
How far away am I from this creature?
the close... which one? The blob creature or the half-dragons?
Both.
Okay. The blob creature and one half-dragon in particular are going to be closest to you. They're about 10 feet away.
Ah, well, with a whip I have range. Is that not correct?
You do.
I do have...
You do.
Yes. And I believe I can hit up to 2... No, I can't. That's not correct at all. I'm going to whip the half-dragon.
Okay.
Get his back
Make
turned
it
to
so.
me, and I'm feeling brave. 20 to hit.
Nice! Yep, absolutely. And you'll get to do that electricity and the lightning to go with it. Nice.
Yeah,
so
13
13. It goes down. How would you like to kill this one?
I just whip it in the back and then stand triumphant over it. Ha! Defeated. Like a true champion.
Yeah, it gets and drops to the ground right at the feet, and you see that the blobby dragon begins to consume the body of the dragon, literally like eating it and absorbing it. It's Ari's turn.
As she's seeing Finbar, like, just slowly being edged towards the mouth of the dragon because he's standing triumphantly. Is there anyone else? Is the crowbar guy still there in front of
Crowbar guy is still standing.
Okay. Well, all right. Since let's actually try and get his underwear off with my hands now.
Okay, yeah. Make a dex to grab.
Cool.
Make a dex to grab.
Oh, thank goodness for +6. I would make it a 16.
Okay, you're able to grab. Give the actual attack the strength pull.
Okay. That would make it an 18.
Yeah, you are able to like rip it free. I think we did 1d6 wedgie damage. Is that what we've been
Yes,
doing?
I think we decided on 1d6.
1d6 is viable wedgie damage.
At 3.
3. Okay, so it takes 3 points. It's got dragon hiney. It's like not it's not as soft as normal hiney, so it's got some scales and stuff on it, so it doesn't get quite as much damage. But you do hear him yell out as you do 3 points of atomic wedgie damage as you rip it free of his pants. And you notice the crowbar comes flying out as well of his pants.
Oh, sweet. I can reclaim my crowbar. I would also like to throw these dragon underwear at Finbar so that he will hopefully become aware that he is currently about to be devoured.
Oh, you need to roll sneak attack damage too.
Okay.
Because he's in combat with something else. so 3d6, yeah.
3d6, okay.
Get that sneak. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. We have here 12.
12! Another 12 points of damage. Man, oh man. Yeah, he definitely does not appreciate that. And we move along to the last 2 half-dragons. Aw, kitty. One of them is now down. The one that you attacked, Ari, is going to take that short sword with a 10 miss. The next one's has a long sword at a 26 and is attacking Balazar. So 26 to hit, and you take another 5 points of slashing damage. And we are moving right along. It's your turn, Balazar.
Okay, so, well, the small boop didn't work, so we're going to bring out the big boop, and I'm going to cast Revivify on
Nice.
the next nap person.
Okay, yeah, on the dead woman. Yeah, Revivify.
Yeah.
Nice. I think that one
Cool.
will do
Clear.
it. Yeah,
Priests, man. Priests are way too good.
yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, so you cast this on her, and you hear her go and breathe air, and her eyes like open up as she makes eye contact with you, and then she kind of like passes out again. She's definitely breathing and is stabilized with a single hit point. And you actually see her neck like back into place. Nice.
Cool.
Then
Yes.
for my bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on either Kuvrak or Ari. I don't know which one. Kuvrak, you have a shield, yeah?
I do.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith then on Ari.
Nice.
And that
Okay.
is
Sweet.
you get gotta find it. It's here somewhere. Shield of Faith. There we go. You get a +2 bonus to AC for up to 10 minutes, so long as I don't break concentration.
Sweet. Thank you.
Nice.
You are welcome.
All
And then,
right.
I'm gonna try to with my move, I'll
I
intercede
feel
myself.
impenetrable.
I'm gonna try to intercede myself in between this person who is now alive and anybody that would attack her. So the
Yeah.
creature thing, the dragons,
Cool.
whichever.
All right. Yeah, you kind of put yourself between the woman that you've just healed, knowing that she's still probably not at her fullest capacity, and the dragon that has been attacking you. And we move right along to Kuvrak.
Okay, so I'm going to stick with what kind of works, and I'm going to attack the half dragon in front of me.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, let's do it. At a 16, not enough to hit.
Oh, so second attack.
Mhm.
There we
Does hit.
go. Okay.
At 11 slashing, nice. This one, you can see is now bloodied. It kind of goes down to one knee as you swing on it. And it lets it out, and again, kind of golden blood begins to ooze from the wound on its back where you have slashed it open. Fergus.
So Fergus is deciding that Squirtle's not working. His usual lightning stuff isn't working, so he's gonna try and mix it up a little bit. He's gonna do something he rarely, very, very rarely does. He's gonna tear a section from his clothes. He's gonna tie it around his head. He's gonna draw his 2 daggers. He's gonna
All right, at a 16 and a 13, miss. Oh, wait, are you attacking? Okay, here's a better question: are you attacking the blob, or are you attacking the half dragon?
Whichever one was closest to me at the time.
Okay, I would say it is the half dragon, and you do actually hit both times with the half dragon.
Oh,
Ah!
for a whole 1.
Oh, 1 point.
And a whole
No!
1.
2.
You have a 20. You have
Yeah.
your crit.
I did have a crit.
That's okay. You have to. Yeah, I was about to say you have to save it for next time. Yeah, it takes the 2 points of damage, gingerly to say the least. And we move right along to the blob. It is the blob's turn, and the blob reaches out and is going to make a few more kind of slashing motions with its fingers. And let's get that roll on. The first one will be to Finbar at a 20.
Ow.
The second one will be to Fergus at an 18 to hit.
Oh no!
Good night, sweet prince.
Da-da-da-da-da. And the fourth one will be, who was the closest?
Well, Ori
I
gets
feel like
a
it
heal
was-
from OF. Thank you, my friend.
Oh!
Thank you.
We'll actually say it's just Ari for the heck of it at a 23. So all of you are
Oh.
going to take damage. Did I say?
Owie.
Aye. This is what we got last time. All right, so for Finbar, 14 points of damage.
Yes, still
12.
standing.
12 points to Fergus. I'm loving this. I'm
Wild Magic Surge to Fergus. He knows what he did, says Ken.
and 10 points to Ari. So, in order for Finbar, Fergus, Ari, you guys take this kind of dragon slashing damage. It rips you kind of open with these rich claws. And as this happens, Balthazar, you see the woman at your feet stand up, and she reaches deep in one of her pouches and pulls forth a dagger, and the dagger emanates this magical energy, and you can feel and see both the 2 remaining half dragons and this kind of amorphous Siamese blob of a mutated human and dragon all look at her and hiss as she reaches and pulls forth a dragon slayer dagger.
I am also dragonborn.
Oh shit. Fergus's wild magic is the next door that he opens leads to the center of the universe.
What does that even, like...
Okay, I have plans for that. Okay. All right.
Don't look at me, I'm not the GM.
Right, I have no answers. Okay, so as she does this, and Balazar, you can feel it too, that this weapon is meant to slay anything that is of the dragon type. And you hear the two injured half-dragons go, quick, we must get back up. There are not enough of us. They're going to win. And as one of them goes to leave, the amorphous blob grabs it and begins consuming its foot, and it begins to scream, no, as it kind of takes it in on itself, and the other one turns and begins to run. The blob, after consuming the last one, looks directly at all of you and hisses, now having a new set of arms and legs added to it. And the half-dragons are gone, but you are still in combat with this really gross amorphous blob. And it is Pattern's turn. Oh, you're muted, ma'am.
My bad. So she's just gonna she's gonna stare at this thing, just eat a whole being, and just kind of lean back and be like, Al, darling, just like we practiced. And Al is going to move up as high as he can, above the glob thing. Like how far?
I would say the ceiling's at about 12 feet.
Okay.
So it has about 5 feet between the top of the creature, the blob creature, and the ceiling space.
Okay. If that's the case, it's going to move back just a small bit, and Al is going to take what seems to be the silver and red beaded a necklace that he's got on, and he's just going to like dig his beak onto one of the bead squawk, rip it out, and he's going to toss it behind this creature, where it hits that, and a fireball is going to go off.
What is the radius of this fireball?
The fireball has a radius of what looks to be, let me check again, it's 20-foot radius.
All right. So I'm trying to think who would need to, the owl needs to make a dex. Oh, yep, the owl and you, as well as Kuvrak and Balazar, all need to make
okay. I just
dex. Unless are you like dropping it on, or you're tossing it straight at it?
Like I'm trying to get the bead onto the stairs behind it, and try to hit it, but not somebody else.
Okay, so then maybe what you do is you actually toss it just on the backside of the creature, so it takes most of the blow. So we'll say that everybody is kind of saved from having to make a dex roll on that. Okay. But roll the roll the damage, because it's like a radius effect, right? Do I get a dex against it? Okay, so yeah,
it's a DC 14.
Okay, well these creatures are not dexterous at all because it's a blob. At a 12, so it fails and will take the 32 fire damage. How do you officially consume the blob? What happens to it?
Well, just like I think Al throws it, and you don't hear you hear a ding 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 ding, and then like silence, and there's a beat, and then there's and this thing is just consumed from the back, and Al is just gonna do a victory wing pose of like, ah! It's like, okay. Good boy, splendid.
Yeah. So you guys see this, like, it goes up in flames, just consumes this, like, fleshy, scaly, amorphous blob. And it screams out, "Ah!" as it does so. And its voice is taken over by flame, and the whole thing pops and explodes in this molten gold mess. And I need everybody to make a dex save for the splattering molten gold.
Oh no.
Oh. I thought that was me for a minute, but no.
Woo! Woo! All these, like, that's what is.
Bad side of being old. Can't move very good.
All right. And for those of you that didn't make it, so that would be, let's see, Austin, Scrat, Kuvrak. Okay, yeah, you guys all take half of that because it exploded outwards. So an additional 11 points of damage. And oh man, everything kind of settles now. Who is everybody still standing?
Nope.
I am unconscious.
Fergus, you went down?
I am also
too,
unconscious.
yeah.
All right, so you hear, so Fergus is down. You hear Celia pull herself up, and she looks right at you, Balthazar, and she says, "Thank you. Thank you for pulling me back." She says, "It was not my time," and looks over and says, "Look, the book is free."
By the way, I'm also down.
Okay. She looks
So
around
am
and
I.
sees everybody down, and she says, "This is
Oh,
no
Austin,
good."
you're down too? Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Oh,
that's
Balthazar's
happening.
like, "Oh my gosh." Okay.
I'm
So
sorry, I didn't plan for this.
that's okay.
This happened to me
dying.
twice today. Seriously, this happened earlier.
She's like, "This is such a massacre," and she says, "Let me," and she kind of pulls herself to her feet warily, since she is also riding on a single hit point, and she says, "Rarely do I have to use my magic," and goes around, and she does cast, let's see, what does she want to cast on all of you? She hasn't shown you her kind of hand yet, but she does cast mass heal on the room. And let me make sure, because I feel like it's a pretty, yeah. So she basically restores all of your hit points, and you see her cast this giant aura across the room. Anybody that's lost hit points within the radius of the room healed.
Couldn't have done it earlier, because you couldn't.
Yeah. And you can see it takes a lot out of her, and she says, "I'm sorry, I wasn't here sooner. He killed me." And she says, "Quickly, to the book. There will be more of them." And she runs over and picks the book up and begins flipping, like, through it.
Finbar, I just want you to know
Yes.
that if you had stayed dead, I promise I would have taken your gold and spent it all on hookers.
I love you.
So you do? Is your neck supposed to look like that as you run around so recklessly?
I don't know.
She says,
Okay. Fergie, you seem very guilty about this book.
Yes, there's a lot
Well,
of going on.
Well, I didn't sign up for this.
and you hear Celia go, "Oh my God, what is this?" And she flips all the way to the back of the book. And you can tell she's looking at something, and her eyes are giant and wide.
Would you like to share with the class?
She spins the book around, and
Very
there are
dramatic.
hand-drawn images of Fergus in turtle form,
Oh my,
fighting a great dragon.
oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh. This changes everything.
This changes next to nothing. Fergus, you're gonna still die.
No, wait a minute. This must mean that if we save Doug, he will save the whole...
Yes, it
even
might-
I don't know where
it-
I'm
it-
going with this
It
one.
might be Doug. That might not be you.
She goes, "Who is Doug?"
I vaguely remember him. Oh no, I have perfect memory.
You have perfect memory. You remember him well.
Yes, I remember Doug well, although he didn't leave a lasting impression on me personality-wise. He was a turtle, a large turtle, seafaring being of kind of heart and firm of tentacle.
And he was stuck near Granrundi.
Yeah, he's down
Well,
there.
I mean, I have to say, this is excellent line work. You can really tell the emotion within the strokes of the pencil.
I agree.
And it tells, and you guys all kind of peering over her shoulder, picture you like huddled around her. And it's a series of hand drawings that seem to tell some story about a turtle who is overcome and then overcomes Grunrundi.
It's the little
Now-
turtle who could.
It's a little turtle that could. And she finds one more thing as she flips to the last page. It seems to be a handwritten note,
hungry
unfinished,
turtle.
as it runs off of the page. And she says, "Oh my."
Oh
and
my.
but oh my.
What does "oh my" mean?
Oh, me, oh my.
She says,
Am I
well,
gonna die?
She's admiring your turtle. It's fine.
she says no. Well, yes. It seems that they have prophesied of a turtle in battle with the great Grunarundi. But
Yeah,
more
what?
than this, it seems to be a history account, a handwritten series of notes from a bard, a dwarven bard, who lived and was here when it was found. Let's see. The last entry reads, "If you find this, please share it with the world. Make the truth known. It is the only way. We have made a grave mistake, one which has cost all my dwarven kinsmen their lives. I write you this now from a barricaded room. I must be brief, for Grunrundi's servants are coming for us. I pray that this will serve as the last testament to our legacy and truth of the evil that slumbers here."
What a drama queen.
I know! Dun dun dun!
I'm taking this to be a bard singing praises about tackling a turtle.
Celia says, "Well, yes, but more than that, it tells of unwritten history. I have spent years studying this place and never have I seen this." She says, "Our great clan found a rare stone inside the mountain called Deep Crystal. It held great potential for use with psionic magic, and we quickly became greedy in the mining of it. We kept it a secret for generations until we dug too deep. And there we awoke a great ancient dragon. We called him Grunrundi. His power was too much and caused many of our minds and hearts to turn to a dark place. Half of our population changed into Jurgir, and civil war broke out for many years. Despite our best efforts, my kinsmen either fell at the hands of their shadowy brethren or could not withstand the whispers of Grunrundi's temptations."
This is sounding very familiar. It's odd. Why is this so... It's ringing a bell.
It's ringing a bell. It's
Right.
like, and you guys are beginning to put it together. You've seen these drawings, right? And Fergus and Finbar, and definitely Finbar with his perfect memory, remembers seeing the entrance where the great battles were held, where they all fell. And Celia continues to read. "The Durgar hordes built the catacombs connecting to the surface, and I ironically called it Grunrundi's tomb. Here they laid the bodies of my ancestors they slaughtered. It served as a facade to hide the truth of what actually happened here. The Dwarven Rebellion has held out for almost 50 years, but now we are too few in number to continue. I can hear them getting close, and Grunrundi whispers in my ear of deceitful plots for gold and wealth. Beware the..." And Celia looks up and says, "And that's where it stops." Her hand scribbles off the page.
Oh, classic. Classic note.
Good job, Bard!
Well done.
Note.
I like that a lot. That's what I would do if I were writing a note. The three of you, look towards Balasar and Patton and Kubrick, probably have absolutely no idea what's going on. Basically...
No, not a clue.
No. Well, what you need to know is I am Finbar the Bard, and I am destined to destroy Grunrundi. I think that's what this account has confirmed. Grunrundi's dragon seems to have turned everyone evil. I mean, I don't mind it. A lot of people signed up for it, actually.
Yeah, and there was a lot of sexual
A
harassment.
lot of
though.
sexual harassment. We made
Oh,
sure
lot
of
of
that. That we saw
It was
to
a rampant problem.
It was absolute, yes. Very inflamed in places. But yes, now we need to get down to Grunrundi. We need to meet our friend Doug, who is a large turtle, in order for him to defeat Grunrundi. And I will be riding on his back and cheering him on. And that way
We
we can
can't
get
forget
out
Doug.
of this place. Sound good?
I'm very much looking forward to seeing you ride a turtle.
I know you are, darling. I've tried. I was tempted with Fergus, but
I mean, I could give you a piggyback, or I could
that's-
try.
that's one line I will never cross.
Wait, Celia says, wait. You know how to get to Grunrundi? When did you come across such information?
Of course I do. I've known it this whole time.
What's a turtle amongst friends?
I'm-
And
that was
you,
a-
and she points to
that was a
Fergus and says, "You
joke.
too."
If I'd
Yeah,
known it
you
this
have
whole
to
time, I would have gone out of here a long time ago, wouldn't I? Wouldn't have done this.
You have to go to the room where the well is, and then you stand on the floor, and then the floor disappears, and you fall and fall and fall and fall and fall, and then there's a dragon.
Yeah, you fall down a well, basically, and the dragon's down there. And the exit room is there
No,
as well.
in the dream, the floor disappeared.
Shut up.
Celia says, "I am so confused, but
That sad little turtle.
You're not the only one, darling.
and And she looks at you, the three of you, Pattern, Kravak, and Balazar. Celia does and goes, you too. You know. Do you know all of this information? How long have you been in Grunrundi?
I'm just here for a self-care vacation. I'm not here for dragon slaying. I was here to bask in like a good mud bath, get my nails done. I have no idea what's going on.
Can appreciate that.
As Patton lifts his arm, Fergus suddenly gets really excited seeing the darkened scales. And he's like,
You got the hop too!
My motto in life is treat yourself at the expense of others.
I take her, I grab her shoulder. I'm like, I'm so proud of you.
I'm sorry to say you had the herp.
Oh goodness.
Well, yes. See,
and he holds up his arm and he starts like peeling off the scales again.
see, it just comes right off.
Celia, the doctor goes, don't do that, Fergus. It only grows back worse.
Oh.
So, Balazar is going to walk up to Fergus and say, "That looks awful. Let me help. I'll do what old Balthasar can attempt to do."
Absolutely
And
no idea what's
Is that common?
I think it might be Dwarvish, although I speak that and I can't understand that either, so.
I'm a dragon. Thank you very much.
He's a dragon.
And I'm gonna try to cast Remove Curse.
I think he might be Scottish.
Oh, okay. Try to give it a cast.
Incomprehensible.
Yeah. So
It's a tongue that only they know.
I was about to say.
Only the
Their
Scots
best
knows.
kept secret.
So I was about to say,
all curses affecting one creature or object end.
oh my god. Okay, cool. Yeah. You absolutely. How does this? What does it look like? The cast.
He literally just walks up to him, and I imagine that, you know, being a turtle, he's significantly shorter than I am.
Correct.
So I'm like walking with a quarterstaff kind of type deal. I'm gonna like hike it up a bit. I'm just gonna like pop him in the forehead with it, and like just so he like pops his head back, and that's how I cast it.
Was that
Yeah,
what we're doing?
you hit him like right in the third
I
eye.
hit Fergus too. Oh, okay, that's what we're doing.
Oh!
Now, and as the magic
Kenyatta.
goes from the end of your staff to Fergus's third eye, you see Fergus transform out of turtle form back to Fergus, and well-healed Fergus. It doesn't completely remove the curse. It looks like it runs really deep, and the magic is extremely powerful. And you can see it still has engulfed one of your hands, Fergus, but you have reverted back to Fergus form, to gnome form, almost entirely.
I'd almost forgotten what you look like.
And Celia looks at Balthazar and goes, "What have you done? I have worked my life to find a cure for this disease. What did you cast?"
Well,
Curse! It's not a disease, it's a curse, she says.
We've
Of
known
course,
that.
I'm searching.
I think your friend,
Yes.
I picked it and then it got better.
It's almost the
Of
exact
course,
opposite of that.
Fergus. And she kind of like pats him on the head and she says, "Now quickly, we must go. They will be back." And she hugs the book very tight and she says, "I don't know this way, but..." And she looks down the curving staircase, the secret exit, and she says, "But it seems that this does go farther down. Fergus Finbar, you said you know how to get to Grunrun?"
Yeah, Celia, I realize now why it's taken you years to get anywhere close to getting out of here. You are truly incompetent. And same goes for you.
Says
Fergus.
the woman who just mass healed the room.
Yes.
But you did die first.
He
I
would
didn't
have
know
healed
that.
himself eventually.
That's fair.
I was sexy drooling. I think you're fine. So
There's healing powers in the sexy drawer.
that's right. Follow me down here. We'll find our way
Yeah.
through. Fergus, you get a wild magic surge from Kent.
God,
Damn.
another one.
Damn.
Roll it up before we go too far.
What'd you get on it?
Ah.
8241. Alrighty.
It's a high number.
Ooh wee. That is the wrong number. There we go. 8241. All gems within 50 yards are duplicated exactly.
Oh. Okay.
He's that little money maker.
Yeah.
Do those include the ones in a necklace of fireball?
Correct.
Oh, so I now have 10 of them.
Yep, correct.
So-
Basically, any gems. You guys see the pockets of the two, because one of them got eaten, half dragons kind of bulge as if they had some things on them. Celia has a few in her pocket, and she goes, "Oh my goodness!" I notices that all of them begin to kind of duplicate. And Finbar, you're gonna lead the way down the tunnel.
That's right. I feel we're getting
Fergie,
close.
Would,
We need a strong
would that
leader at a
also-
time like this.
would that also include my Pearl of Power? Of which I cannot remember what it does.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, you sure.
Excellent.
not?
2 Pearls of Power
I
that I
should've
can't remember what they
gotten
do.
more gems.
Pearl
Fergie,
of
do you
Power.
remember when we needed a lot of gold?
Oh,
This
this
could
is,
have been really handy back then.
it only works on gemstones, not gold. The Pearl of Power.
Ari, do you need gold?
No, just not
I
right
can give you
now.
I can give you some gold. I mean, I've always had lots of gold.
Let's just follow Finbar for now, Fergie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you work in
You
a second-hand shop?
just so you know, the Pearl of Power does have to be attuned to you, Fergus.
I heard that.
So it's going to be attuned to you, Fergus, the Pearl of Power. But basically, you can use an action to speak its command word, whatever. I'll let you choose whatever that is, and regain a single spell slot. So now you have 2 of them. Fergus, you begin leading the group down this dark tunnel. It does look like it is a quick trek kind of path down deep. You can feel it getting warmer and the heat rising. So you can only assume that this is their kind of entryway down. And it leads you into basically the watery cavern, which is very familiar to you and Fergus, as it is the place that you found Doug the very first time.
Doug!
And you guys are standing on, and Pattern and Kuvrak and Balazar, this is the first time you've seen it. It's a very large kind of spherical, a cylindrical cavern. There is a single narrow 5-foot walk path that's been dug out to the far left-hand side and right-hand side. And down the center is just a giant cavern full of water. Dark, pitch black water. And the tunnel is relatively unlit, except for every about 30 to 50 feet with a small torch on the wall. And so Fergus, you guys kind of land and you're able to gather your bearings. And Celia says, "I didn't know there was this much water in the mountain."
Of course you didn't.
While this is going on, as we move, I'm gonna use Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay.
It was gonna take about 10 minutes, so I don't know how long we
Okay.
are right now, but
Yeah, so you begin kind of casting this, I imagine, either on a wall or kind of in your hand on a bunch of items, and you use concentration as everybody kind of settles themselves along this narrow 5-foot path, in a nice little line, in fact. And in the front is Finbar. I'm going to assume Finbar and Fergus.
Go on.
gotcha. So I can see detect
Yeah.
magical stuff for about 10 minutes.
Okay. There's not a whole lot magical that you can see here. It seems like a pretty dark, dank tunnel that may lead to sewage in some way, shape, or form based upon the smell. But the width of the space is and the size of it is what is most interesting about it. It's about 15 foot across from ledge to ledge. It's a very, very wide cavern.
Okay.
Is there an obvious way across?
You guys are the only way across is to swim across, or you can begin walking the ledge that runs parallel. And then you guys know the direction, at least once you kind of come through Fergus and Finbar, because you've been here before. That if you go right, it will start leading you. On Doug's back, it took you about 30 minutes. By foot, it's going to take you about 2 hours or so to go all the way to the end, which will lead you back on your path towards Grunrundi's.
Been there before. We need to find a way to call Doug, Fergus.
Does anyone have any tentacles? He likes
Does
tentacles.
like tentacles. You're half orc. You look like a man who might have a tentacle on him.
None today. I've used them all, unfortunately. But I do have one idea, and I'm just going to cut my hands around my mouth and shout, "Doug!" really loud.
It's a stellar
Well,
performance.
I mean, that's what I would do.
I'd never have thought
It
that.
echoes, dog, 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 dog.
I mean, it's a good thing we're still sneaking because of the whole Granrundi being a bad thing, isn't it? I mean,
Right, and
Well, I'll be
it
looking
goes
for
down
Doug.
the cavern. And there's no answer. The water is very still.
I'll
Well,
go look for
I'm
him.
Fergus jumps in.
You
Well-
jump into the water?
I say, I like hold everyone else back. No. Let him go.
He
Let him be.
he has to do this on his
He
own.
has to do
I
this on
still
his
feel
own.
like I'm a turtle.
This
I'm
is his
diving in like a
turtle.
turtle. I'm
This
trying
is
to
his
swim like I've
turtle
still got-
quest. He has
You
to
get
do
into
this.
the water, and you're not near as dexterous in the water as you once were, and you kind of like bloop, 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 realizing it and float to the bottom. And at the bottom is about 5 feet worth of bones and skeletons, and you have awakened them. And 3 undead skeletons
He just starts
form
dying in the
underwater.
water, and I'm like, it comes a time when every turn of his life where he has
On
to
the
do
surface, you guys see Fergus like jump in and float all the way to the bottom till it gets so black you don't see him anymore, and all you see on the surface is bloop 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 as
Is he gonna be all right?
He does this.
Give him 30 more seconds
Yeah.
and
maybe a minute and a half.
So Fergus, I'm actually going to have you roll for underwater initiative.
Underwater squad.
Oh my god.
he has to do this for himself.
We can't.
It's a journey
we
of
can't interrupt.
self-discovery.
If we interrupt, he won't be a turtle.
Okay, they rolled a 10 and they reach out. They do actually. They don't have any weapons, it's just their hands. But they're going to reach out and begin to start punching and strangling you on their turn. Oh my god, Fergus. I feel like you also jumped in the cavern, the one where we all fell. You were like, this is a good idea.
There's a lot of
That
jumping.
doesn't sound like Fergus. Doesn't sound
That
like
does
Fergus at
sound
all.
Or she jumped out of that window like that woman.
7 doesn't hit you, does it?
No, thank God.
No, first one doesn't hit. Second one doesn't hit.
Dexterous. Moving.
17 hits.
It does.
So you're gonna take 6 points of damage as one of them reaches up and puts its hand around your throat.
Okay.
All right. And Fergus, gang, has not come to the surface.
I'm not worried. I imagine he can swim underwater for all I know. I mean,
So he goes, should we be worried? He can't breathe water anymore.
how do you know?
I'm
the
going
man
in,
is a
and-
Squirtle. How can
And
you be
Petter's
sure?
gonna dive in.
All right, hang on. Fergus gets his turn of lightning bolt.
Is it a nat 1 or a nat 20 that gives a surge on wild magic?
Is it 20, right?
Isn't it
I just got a 20 on the surge as well.
Oh, you did. So yeah, it's make it crit, make it so.
I can't remember how you do the wild magic surge. Do I
yeah,
it's from the
D100.
book, isn't it?
It's a-
Right?
It's a D100
Yeah,
if
I
you're
have-
using the table in the book.
Yeah, I was about to say, roll the D100. I'll quick pull it up. I got it right here. I usually try to keep it.
I don't know why, but I tuned in and I thought they were punting the gnome. Bit sad that it wasn't the case. I'm working on it, trust me.
Oh,
And,
okay. And what'd you roll there, friend?
19.
19. And a 19. Oh my god. After you cast this like surge of lightning, you feel another rush of energy as you cast grease, the spell grease, centered on yourself.
Why is it I'm just suddenly seeing Tron Travolta? I cast grease.
Yeah.
And for the skeletons, it's a dex save for half damage.
Oh, you mean for the skeleton?
Yeah, the skeletons. That's what I said. Don't I say that? I thought I said that.
Sorry, there's also a dex save. I'm gonna have to make here in a second for the grease surge. So I'm like,
Full of
so a
surge of grease.
16.
Yeah, it's for if the skeletons are in a line. If I can hit all of them in a line, then it'll be for all of them. If not, then
you definitely can. But
that is
I
a save though.
That is a save. Okay, so they make it, but your wild magic surge for grease is the one I'm most interested in now because you hang on.
Save versus grease.
Save versus grease. Yeah, grease is it's an interesting spell. Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point within range. So literally on you. All of mine are going to have to make a dexterity. And they can't fall prone because they're in water, but I'm going to say they get washed away by the current. So not you, but these guys have to make another dex.
They're like tripping up on bananas on the water.
I've turned from a turtle into a squid.
Basically. At a 16, and that does beat.
Oh boy.
That does beat again. So they don't get washed away, but they, yeah. And they don't take any damage from your lightning.
Half damage.
Oh, okay. So how much is that? What did we roll? You rolled 25. So you killed them all. So the grease didn't even matter. You just kind of like, and you guys see the water right before you go to hop in pattern. You have that moment of like, huh, and all of the water within like a 20-foot radius like lights up, and you can see Fergus's silhouette on the bottom. And after the lightning dissipates, this puddle of black grease comes to the surface and separates from the water. And Fergus, you are able to crawl back up top. Or
we knew he'd be fine.
Yeah, I'm Spectre and Arena Champion!
Nailed it.
We knew you could do it.
He's become a true turtle.
Oh, hang on, I'm supposed to tell you guys about something. Oh yeah, there was bad people down there, but like dead ones.
Oh.
Bad people? What do you mean bad people?
Like dead ones.
Like undead?
Yeah, the ones without skin.
Fair enough.
Oh, a skeleton!
Yeah.
There you go, Celia. You've got it.
She's on
It's any wonder it's been taking you years to get this far.
I didn't say she was a good doctor. Yeah, and she goes, was there anything specific about them?
Why'd you ask, Celia? It's a skeleton. Yes, his name was Alan. He had a wife and 2 kids and worked every day down the entertainment district. What do you expect from Fergus? I mean, he's
It's a very heartwarming story.
He's simple. What do you expect
They were
from him?
electrocuted. I electrocuted them.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Celia.
Celia looks at you and goes, "Oh yes, no, please, pattern."
Oh, sorry. Just like I would suggest from now on that we don't jump into random water pools filled with undead. Yes, probably not.
You have to let your Fergies grow and fly free and make mistakes of their own accord.
That's right. If you love something, you should let it go. And also, if you don't like something, in this case, you should also let it go.
That's a great idea. We should check all the ponds for undead. What we need is some sort of like undead bait that we can put in and check for undead before we dive in.
I thought
yes, we do. Turns to Fergus. Fergie, young lad. You like
Celia
swimming,
goes,
don't
Fergus,
you?
would you like to come out of the water? It's probably not a good idea for you to tread water and, it is undead infested.
Is it for Celia?
I don't know.
Dripping with sarcasm.
She's so sassy with her. Yeah, she looks deep at you and she says, "I don't know what I've done to deserve such sarcasm." But she says, "Fergus,
No, I know that you don't realize that.
she says, if the notes in this book are correct, this once was a cavern where they dumped the bodies of all the dwarves they slayed.
Well, we'll have to go and save them.
There is no saving them now, Fergus. They are dead."
And Doc too?
Yeah, Fergus, I need you to make another saving throw. Or actually, make a dex saving throw.
Oh,
no.
they followed him up.
Oh, on a 1. Fergus is talking, and he goes, swoop, and just gets, like, sucked right under the water. As Celia's like,
What could that be, Celia?
She goes, "I don't know, but something has Fergus."
You think?
Well, if it's undead, you let old Balthazar take care of it.
Whatever you say, old man. I can't understand. Really,
I say
whatever
we
you
send
say.
in the Scot.
Yeah. Send in the Scott. It's like that show
Fergus,
Send in the Dogs about the police dogs. Send in the Scots. Freedom!
Rack, you first, I suppose.
Fergus, you get under the water, and sure enough, there is another a horde of undead skeletons that have kind of crawled their way to the point where you struck lightning. And one of them has grabbed your foot and pulled you under the water, and they're trying to pull you back down. There's about 6 of them or so.
I'll swim away.
Make a strength to break the grapple it has on your foot.
Can I use my advantage on that, please?
You sure can. So you use your advantage to escape. You are able to pull free, and you begin swimming. Finbar and Ari and the lot of you see Fergus bridge, and he goes takes a gasping breath as he begins swimming down the cavern away from whatever's in the water behind him, and you can feel the water behind you breaking as the parts of these reanimated skeletons are fast on your heels there, Fergus.
I'm the boat.
I'm gonna draw my sword again.
Okay, what are you doing, Pattern?
I'm gonna draw my sword.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you draw the sword, and sure enough, as they kind of come closer to the surface, they kind of float up. You guys begin to see these skeletal figures forming behind the wake of Fergus.
So Balasar is gonna hobble towards the edge of the water and say, "I'm too old for this shit." And I'm going to channel divinity, turn undead.
Nice. Okay.
See if we can get some of that action going on. They have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that was my next question.
In the meantime, Ari's going to turn to Kuvra and be like, "So, half orc, which half?"
Mother's side.
They rolled a
Not what I was
17
talking about.
on they rolled a 17 on that one.
I know what you meant.
I think that beats it.
Does that beat your spell save? Yeah.
It does, yeah. It's
It
only
does.
14.
So do I take half damage or any damage at all?
No, so essentially if you make the save, then nothing happens. If you fail, then they would have to run away from me for 1 minute.
Okay, cool.
So since you made it, then yeah, nothing happens.
Okay, so you can see that they kind of, for the first time, noticed the lot of you on the shore, and you guys are standing in this little line on this 5-foot ledge overlooking Fergus, swimming away from them, and they are hot on the trail, and they take a moment to turn, their bones creaking through the water as they turn, and about 3 of the 6 begin to look at you on the shore and start swimming your direction.
Really tried.
And Fergus, we are going to go into initiative, so I do need everybody to quickly roll me an initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da-da-da-da. Didn't expect you to jump in the water.
I'm back and I'm ready.
Oh, damn. And nat 20.
18.
Oh, not 20s.
Whoa! Who has the higher score there? Scrat, the dex, your dex modifier, which is higher.
It is now. I'm not a turtle.
Yeah. So what's your addition there? Is that Kubrat got the 20? Or sorry,
No, Austin, it's -1.
Awesome. Yours is -1. Okay. All right. Ooh, Kubrat got a 5. Pattern, did you roll for me? Yes, you did. Okay, and our order will be. Make a quick roll for these little guys here. And we're gonna have another little dungeon crawl combat. That's not good. They have. Oh, they do have some. Oh, they only got a 6. That's not so good. And what did you roll for me? Alright, just toss your number out for me. Another
16.
Thank you. Balazar, you rolled the other 20, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And what is your dex modifier?
It's -1.
It's a -1, so it would be okay. So it'll be Fergus, followed by Balazar. So I've got 2 18s here. Pattern and Finbar, who has the higher dex?
My dex is a 16.
Mine is a 4.
Okay.
Yep, you're
So-
Well, it's a 4. It's a +4.
Yeah, mine's
Oh,
plus
okay.
3.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so it will be Fergus, Balazar, Pattern, Finbar, Ari, Skeletons, and Kuvrak. And and so we start. So Fergus, it is actually your turn as you run from the 3 skeletons that are still hot on your trails as you continue swimming.
Ooh. So, how far away is Fergus from the edge?
You've got about 5 feet on either side of you. You're kind of in the middle to get to the ledge.
And okay, and so
You're like swimming center down, unless you want to be swimming towards an edge, which is about 5 feet.
oh yeah, but Grunrundy's all the way over that way. He's not.
Yeah, you got to go like way down the tunnel. Yeah, you haven't.
Okay,
made-
so in that case, I'm gonna dart across to the side where my friends are, where good old Finbar is, who I know wants to test me.
And I'm gonna climb out there.
Okay, cool. Just make the dex to get out. Or I'll take an athletics too. I don't know if you get any bonuses or anything. So. At a 13, you are able to kind of, and Celia helps you out. She notices you coming over, and since she's not really in combat, she helps you kind of get yourself to shore. You don't do it very gracefully, but you do make it out just in time for the other 3 to follow behind you. Balazar.
Okay, so Fergus is out of the water. Yeah,
He is out of the water.
out of the water. Cool. Okay. Then, and the skeletons are closing in on us on the shore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay. Gotcha. So, he's gonna walk over to Kurvak, kind of like tap Kurvak on the shoulder with his quarterstaff, and he's gonna cast Enhance Ability,
Ooh.
and gonna give Kurvak Bear's Endurance, so you get advantage on Constitution checks, and you also gain 2d6 temporary hit points.
Nice.
and then-
I'm gonna let you keep up with those hit points because I can't. My brain.
Cool. Do you want me to roll them, or should Kurvak roll them, or?
Korvac just rolled him, so we'll say 6.
Oh, cool. Great.
Mhm.
And he'll say, "Go get him, young man!"
Awesome. And we move right along. Pattern, it is your turn. You see this happen, and you watch Celia help Fergus out of the water.
All right, gotcha. So, all right, I'm going to move up to the skeletons that were closest to Fergus. I'm going to get right in front of one.
Yeah.
And my blade's going to ignite with this silvery flame. They go, I'm going to slam into the first one, and I'm going to use green flame blade on it. And
Yeah.
roll
Give it
a
a
rapier.
go.
So let's see here. So it's first it's a rapier, just a straight one for the first one.
Hit.
Yep.
Easy. Yep.
It takes
Done.
9 piercing and green flame. Since I'm 5th, bounces onto the next one that's nearby, and it takes 1d8 plus 6. So let me roll that.
Roll that additional d8, and yeah. I was about to say, did it roll it?
Oh, hold on. So roll 1d8 plus 6. There, so 8
Yeah.
fire damage.
How do
to
you kill the
other
first skeleton?
All right, so I flare my my sword. I go straight through the forehead, just straight through. It goes crashing out the side. It's shit. The bone goes, and the flame spits out of the front of that, and hits the one nearby. So.
I muted myself. Yeah, for sure. You're able to kind of like sling it off. You rip the head off. It clearly sinks to the bottom. Yeah, and we move right along to Finbar.
How many of these things stand in my way?
You're looking at about 5 right now. They're kind of all at the ledge where your feet are at. Yep.
How incredibly rude.
There
of
is
them.
now 4. Yeah, no, excuse me. There were 6. There are now 5.
I go towards the closest one, stand 10 feet away, and crack at it with my whip.
Great.
Not 20.
Oh, and you do electrical
Oh,
so the lightning is actually going to pass. I'm going to say pass to everything that's in the water. So, yeah, 10 and 10. So it does 20 damage to the first one. It's going to do another 10. How do you take out all of the skeletons there, Finbar?
It cracks down into the water, and the electricity just kind of pulses through, and the smell of, well, burnt bones rises to the top. I love the smell of bones in the morning.
Yeah, their bodies all like, and you see the lightning skip across them as they all sink to the bottom of the water. And
I must say, watching you use your whip is just electrifying.
Thank you, Dad.
There is still no sign of Doug. You are out of combat, and it gets real quiet in the chamber. The water begins to settle on the surface and get like glass once again. But there's no sign of Doug.
Oh no! Maybe in all that combat we electrocuted him!
I think we would have seen it if we electrocuted Doug. I mean, he is huge. He would rise to the surface.
Oh, we killed Doug.
What if
Almost the exact opposite.
Doug was Fergus all along?
I like
It was just his inner turtle being shown to the world.
It was just my little turtle head poking out.
Exactly.
Could be, but I don't know. Doug had a lot more charisma to him. A lot more. He was a lot more likable. He had a what's the word?
Panache. He had panache.
no,
Someone taught me that word.
No, personality was the word I was looking for.
Oh.
He had a personality.
The different kind of pea.
Yes.
I don't actually know what panache means.
Never will.
But I heard someone say it and it sounded cool.
Isn't that the stuff like that nut that you could put as a crumbing on certain meats? Oh no, wait, no, that's pistachio.
Oh.
It sounds close.
So he says, so is the only way to get to Gran Rundi on the back of Doug?
Well, I suppose we could swim. We could take the long way around. It'll take us a while, though.
And she says, well, maybe we should start walking. Maybe Doug will meet us halfway.
And so as Fergus starts talking,
I've been thinking, you guys. So if there's a big bad scary thing at the bottom of the dungeon, then it must be like some sort of sushi chair thing that's taken all of the old dwarves and turning them into dragons. And that's why we need Doug, because Doug's a turtle, and everyone knows that turtles trump dragons, half dragon dwarfs, and then we can win, and then we can finally own the Galleria all to ourselves.
I feel like we're reading into Doug a great deal too much. He was a very simple creature who just happened to be here at the time.
I loved him, Finbar.
Well,
I
yes,
loved him.
But love is something that you will only ever... never mind.
Finbar's like, I don't know where that's going.
I don't have the energy to crush you.
Not as much as I love you, though, Finbar.
Not at all. That's almost the exact opposite of what I was saying. Let's just follow me. God,
So you guys
God
begin
damn it,
single.
Celia, just follow me.
You guys begin single file down the down this kind of narrow path and walk for quite a while. I'm gonna need Finbar, you're in the lead, so I'm gonna have you actually roll the survival just to make sure, nothing bad happens.
16.
Okay, at a 16, yeah, you're able. Both you and Fergus have pretty decent memory of riding the back of Doug down this cavern, and so you guys are able to go on foot. It is kind of damp and dank, but you begin to notice the deeper you get, the warmer the air begins to feel. It begins to smell a little of sulfur. And after about an hour and a half worth of travel, you make it to the end, and it does lead you to a outcropping, like a stone outcropping, where you might dock a small boat or something. And there on the shore, you see Doug laid out. He's about a 10-foot by 10-foot dragon turtle, for those of you that weren't tuned in last week. And he seems to be breathing pretty heavily.
Doug!
runs over.
Doug turns his head and opens one eye, and he says, Fergus?
It wasn't a dream, Doug!
And you see, actually, why don't all of you roll me a perception?
Oh, 7.
Okay, anybody that rolled a 10 or higher notices that the dragon turtle Doug is bleeding out heavily. He's dying. He's been heavily attacked by a series of swords and has taken a large gash to his neck. And Fergus, when you hug him, you can feel his body kind of cringe in pain. And he says, "I thought you wouldn't come back for me."
I'd never leave you, Doug. And can I use my sovereign glue and my medicine skill to try and patch up Doug? And I'm gonna spend my nat 20 on it.
Yeah, sure. You're able to like stitch his neck up, and he's bleeding a lot. And he says, "They came," as you're stitching him. "They came for me, for helping you."
Okay. You mean the sushi came to hurt you because I helped you?
No, Grunrundi sent them to kill me.
Understandable. A lot of people want me dead, Doug, and, well, looks like they got you in the end. Sorry, pal. Hope you enjoyed the tentacles for what it was worth.
Yeah, he looks back and you can see that as his body has begun to die, so has the tentacle that you left him, Finbar. It's turned kind of black and is dried out like a raisin.
That's
and
a very limp tentacle.
Trust me, Ori, it was firm and moist when I gave it to him.
You can tell you've stabilized him, Fergus, to some degree, but he's a very big creature with really high HP. And you do manage to stitch the seam up on his neck, but he's taken a lot of damage to all of his limbs. And he takes a big kind of gulp as he says, I don't think I'm gonna make it, Fergus.
You're not, Doug.
Hey, maybe I can do that thing they do in the movies where you have the electric hands and like maybe we can fix you.
And he says, "No, Fergus. It is time for me to leave this place. It is my dream. I have something for you." And he pulls.
You can leave with us. You don't have. You can leave. You can stay with us. You don't have to leave like this. No.
Just like a D10 of healing for Doug from OF.
That was fun.
Wait, did we say D10 of healing?
Yeah.
Where's the bard Sarah McLaughlin when you need her for this moment?
He takes another 6 points as Fergus's like hug. The arms
my sweat tears. My sweat.
Yeah, your sweat tears. They heal him a little bit, and he's as he pulls his head in, and he comes back out of his giant shell with something in his mouth, and he his tongue like drops it on the floor in front of you. And it seems to be a small turtle shell. And I say small, meaning like in Fergus's gnome state, you could actually wear it. So it would actually be a relatively normal sized kind of tortoise. And he says, "This was my first shell. I outgrew it. It's now yours. May it protect you." And he closes his eye and pulls his limbs into his shell as Doug has given himself to save you and not give away really your position. He sacrificed himself to help you in the last game, and he dies right there in front of you and has left you one of his baby dragon turtle shell for Fergus to wear.
Fergus will sit there for a long moment. And then he'll be like,
No.
and he'll try and do the thing he was talking about. He'll try and use his shocking grasp a few times to try and heal him. Like
and that 2021 and 24, you try so hard, and the first one you think might be successful. Maybe the last bit of air like leaves his body, and you think he's going to catch his breath. And at a 21 and 24, the more you begin to shock him, the more you begin to smell cooked turtle meat.
Fergie,
Oh no.
I'd like you to know that if I cared, I'd be crying right now.
I wouldn't, and I don't, but I'm still sorry to see Doug pass.
At least now, I mean, it smells like you've cooked him enough that you could possibly eat him, if that's something that you gnomes do. I don't know.
And Celia looks to Pattern, Kubrak, and Balazar and says, I don't know what to do. I can't save the turtle. Can you save the turtle?
Balasar, I don't suppose you have any first aid that doesn't involve making, like, baked turtle soup?
All ones that do. I mean, I'm hungry. I could eat.
It's been a minute.
So
Sorry,
Balasar will walk up
earlier.
and kind of put a hand on the giant shell and say,
Well, I could try, but when it's your time to go, there's little anyone can do to stop it.
Much
Yeah,
like
and
urinating, Fergus. Much like urinating.
Balazar, as you put your hand on it, you do get this vibe that it is dead. Doug is. But there is a tinge of life. You can feel it, this new energy. Off on your left, you see a nest of eggs.
hobble
Doug
over
was a
to it.
she.
Well.
Doug it.
And you walk over, and sure enough, there are 3 eggs in a nest, which you can only assume belong to Doug.
I'm gonna.
Well, Doug was a girl, so happy day. I know.
So I'm gonna put my hand on Phil's shoulder, kind of look over at the nest. I'm just gonna say, "Life finds a way."
Seahorse.
You're all insane. All of you. You're all insane.
Must have been part seahorse for sure.
There's eggs.
Why we have to hatch them? And Fergus is going to go and sit on the eggs very, very gently.
God damn.
Sweet summer child.
I don't even know what to have you roll for that. Just roll me a straight nat 20. Just roll me a straight nat 20. I don't know what to have you roll for hatching turtle eggs.
Animal husbandry.
Oh, I'm going to use my Tides of Chaos to make this with advantage. Oh no! Come on!
God damn. Wow.
Fergus, you go to sit on the eggs, and one of them cracks under your weight as you go to sit on it. The other
It just kills everything he loves.
one of them cracks, and you hear Silly go, "Oh my gosh, no! Don't kill them!" And she's like,
That's the exact opposite of what you should have done.
and
Fergus runs. He just runs.
Is there any chance that I can spare the dying?
Yeah, you can. If you wanted to cast Spare the Dying again,
Me and Ori
totally able to.
just stand there. I take her hand and I say, "They grow up so fast." As he runs away.
And these are relatively big eggs.
let
They're
him
like
go.
ostrich sized.
These are actual tears. These are actual tears of joy.
Oh my god. So Balazar, you are able to mend the egg back together. You can't get the shell to mend, but the whatever embryo was on the inside seems to come to life, and he's kind of a I don't know, he's a preemie dragon turtle, and it comes out and looks at you with these little kind of glistening eyes. It's tiny little dragon turtle, and then waddles over to Fergus and nudges you on the leg.
Don't touch it, Fergie.
But it's mini doggy.
Mini Doug.
Mini
Mini Doug.
Tiny dog.
Can I reach into my pack and quickly knit him a small shell?
Well, I mean, he came out with a shell.
Oh, I got confused because Doug had a little shell.
I mean,
A
it still
shell
comes out.
warmer.
A turtle
A shell.
comes out of the egg with a
It's
shell.
just like a little
Fergus doesn't know these things.
He wraps
I
another
can just
shell
see now
around him.
it was There's a shell on the shell, or a little
Yeah.
shell,
Like a tea cozy, like a tea cozy.
Yeah.
Oh, you make him like, I mean, yeah, you're able to pick it up. I wouldn't say that you can crochet fast enough in like just a couple minutes to make it something, but it clearly has taken a liking to you, Fergus, this little turtle.
Welcome to motherhood.
Yeah.
I'm going to love it and squeeze it and keep it and...
Squeezing might not be the best idea.
And
Sitting also a bad idea too.
it sits on your shoulder, and Celia kind of watches this, examines the eggs, and then she looks over to the shell that was left to you, and she says, "Oh my!"
What do you think
As
that
she
is,
looks
Celia?
into it.
It's a turtle, Celia. Did you not?
No,
were you not here for that?
She says, "You may be sassy, but this one I have never seen." And she picks this shell up, and it's like 2 foot by 2 foot wide, 3 foot by 2 foot kind of. It's a relatively big shell that can be worn actually by a gnome. Like put on. And as she picks it up and tips it for you to look down, it looks like the interior of the shell is a black hole.
I would
It's
like
just
to
this
roll.
like
Oh,
magic.
you've done it now, Celia. I was not expecting that one.
You guys won! It's not my fault! I'm sorry!
God damn it, Celia! Why do you keep doing this? This is all your fault. I blame you for this a lot.
Anybody want to maybe roll an arcana on it? She goes, I don't know anything about this, and clearly I'm stupid. So I need somebody else to roll for me. Oh yeah, okay. So Fergus and Koros, Fergus, you can only imagine that this shell was probably given, knowing what you know of Doug's history, to him when they brought him down here. That it acted as some kind of protection, when wearing it. Koros, you also get this vibe, but you have a little bit more insight, and you can only rightfully assume that the black hole, when you wear it, the pieces of your body that are actually on the inside, it takes elsewhere. It puts them somewhere else in another dimension, so they cannot be harmed. So it actually ups your HP when wearing it.
Right. Is this the shell that Doug gave Fergus?
I'm gonna be a good mummy to this turtle.
And he's gonna put the shell on.
Look, I'm a turtle too!
Yeah, you slip it on, and you do.
God.
You feel that you feel your HP. You feel like your body, like the like your torso and everything is connected, but not. It doesn't exist in this realm as you put it on. It exists somewhere else.
A lot of things
Maybe
about
you
are
even
making
feel
sense
your
now.
lost crossbow like bump up next to your ribs in like another dimension. Yeah, and your arms are still here, but you will, while wearing it, gain an additional 10 points of HP.
I'm not so squishy anymore!
It's basically a shell of body holding, says Kiana.
It's a shell of turtle power.
Of total power! And Celia looks to her left and sees the door that Fergus, you and Finbar know to be the next exit that leads you into the circular room and down into the entrance to Grunrundy's tomb.
All right. Now that you're some kind of teenage mutant ninja Squirtle, can we move on? Lieutenant?
I don't squirt anymore, I just leak a little bit of the eyes.
Oh, isn't that always the way?
What about the other eggs? Weren't they hatched too?
Finbar looks off into the middle distance for a moment. Yes, the eggs. You should probably bring them along as well.
I'll grab one and put it in my pack.
All right, cool. Yeah, you grab a dragon turtle egg. Anybody else want to grab the last one?
I can't put it in my sack, there's too much gold, I'll break it.
I'll grab it and put it in my haversack.
Okay, cool. All right, you guys both now have dragon turtle eggs. They don't look to be ready to quite hatch yet. Like I said, the other one was a little bit of a preemie.
So is this the door which is like into Grunrundy's lair? Like this is.
This one leads down was the one that oh my god, I'm gonna put words into good use here. This was the door that led into the area that had all the old pictograph carvings that told you of the battle between the two, and then that led into the circular room with the fresco on the ceiling that has the room to Grunrundy's tomb in it.
We're almost there. This room and then another.
Wait. Was this a secret door?
Yes.
Or
This is not a secret door, so Fergus, you don't see it. You know it should be there.
I just can't remember the way, guys. I could have sworn it was here, but
just through here.
there is nothing here.
I walk through the wall in Fergus's vision.
Yeah. You see him just like boop, disappear.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
and 2 wild magic surges and a cocktail for Ari from Kent. Thank you very much.
And a cocktail. Perfect.
It's in the post,
Give me
don't
that.
worry.
Let's get those wild magic surges in before we round out. Let's make sure no chaos ensues.
I'm gonna take Fergus by the hand while this is going on, and just
Aw.
like we should probably go with them.
And
I
lead
had a
him.
really hard day.
It's okay. I know, darling. It's all right.
Oh my god. The next door that Ari opens leads to the center of a labyrinth. That was one off from the center of the universe one that we got earlier today.
Okay.
D10,000, you
I
got
was just
one
about
off.
to hold the door open for Fergie. He just said,
Perfect!
Is it open already?
That's amazing. And
All
then
right, so we'll keep that.
6087. You are immune to hostile magic for the next 1d4 days.
Wow.
now?
Okay.
excellent. I am immune.
Well, so here's what happens. You guys, you grab Fergus by the hand. Ari kind of holds this door that Fergus can't see open, and as she does so, what should have been behind it, Finbar and Fergus, as you know, to be the next room, shifts and it changes, and you guys end up tumbling through and into darkness, and it drops all of you deep into the bowels of Grunrundi. And as you awake, you find yourself in caverns that are lined with gold coin and running molten gold, like lava from the ceiling. And you're in this dark, dank cavern that you can only imagine leads directly to Grunrundi's tomb. And we're actually going to stop there today because it's just way too perfect of a location to quit. Because that was where we were headed, and I'm going to stop it right there. So that's where we'll kind of end up for the day. I know we're a smidge early, but you know.
So good, so good, great stuff. About to head into the lion's den, into the belly of the beast. What better moment to stop off for tonight's episode of the Great Gallery of Grunrundi, which means next week we're headed into the dragon's lair, and we may die. So, yeah, look forward to that, my friends. If you enjoyed tonight's show, let us know in chat. That was a fun-filled episode, I think. I had a great time, as always, do here on Thursdays. Of course, if you enjoyed the stream, hit the follow button and join us to catch all of the streams we do here on Encounter Roleplay. The next time you see myself and Chelsea live will be on Saturday at 6 PM Eastern for the Learn by Play stream on the Wizards of the Coast D&D channel. So come along on Saturday. We do a show over there teaching DMing skills and doing some actual play stuff. It's a good fun time. So join us over there. But yeah, sometimes you've got to cut it early for the cliffhanger. Sometimes the cliffhanger is too good. I understand.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean, the Wild Magic Sword wanted us to have it. It was like, the universe
true,
was like,
it's
here's the
universe
thing.
is telling us something, yeah. Amazing stuff. The D10,000 table was definitely telling us a thing or two, I think. So, let's go around the table. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Chelsea, great job tonight, as always. We're coming towards the end of this season, the Great Gallery of Grunrundi, which is the 10th season in the West Marches series, and headed into our 11th, which the trailer's coming out for in a couple of days' time. I'm super excited to show you guys. Chelsea, do you want to talk a little bit about what you thought about today's game, and of course a little bit about the next season, which is going to be coming up on the show?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. So let's see. Obviously, I always have a blast. It's exciting. It's funny. When I originally wrote the Galleria, I was a little confused, and I actually only wrote it to be an 8-episode game. And then Will was like, no, Chelsea, in my total silly moment.
We talked about this.
There's twice as many. And I was like, oh, shit. But it was cool. It was cool.
No, Chelsea.
It actually allowed
Really,
me to, like...
Chelsea, is that what you thought?
It actually allowed me to expand on a few things, which has been cool. So these, like, last few episodes have been able to, like, dig deeper and add more to, like, the depths of the Galleria, which has been really, really nice. So I'm actually thinking, I've had a lot of people show me so much love. I might actually write it into a world book, kind of laying out all the districts and random encounters. That way, if you ever wanted your table to be able to come to the Galleria for a short period of time, you might be able to do that. So I will have maybe some more information on that if I decide to go that route here over the summer. But yeah, today's game was great. It's been a privilege playing with all of you as usual. And next season, I'm pretty stoked. I actually got a little bit of inspiration from Strider, who did a series of TPKs on a game I played with him, and it got me pretty excited for the idea of how many TPKs is too many TPKs in a single one-off was the question I asked myself.
X is that number.
And I decided there was no such thing. So I wanted to try to build a world or a setting that allowed me and the viewers to TPK the party literally as many times as we possibly can. So the next season's called The Trials of Ball, and it's really about what happened to Ball after they killed him. He created a pocket dimension where he collects the souls of dead adventurers that don't finish their missions. And so he plays and toys with them by creating these deep dungeons and these scenarios and kills them over and over and over again. And only the adventurer that completes all of his trials will gain his true life back.
We're gonna die a lot.
You're gonna die a lot, and so I'm really hoping the viewers bring really fun ideas to the table of like how are we gonna kill him. Yes. So it's gonna be fun. So yeah, be prepared for that. I haven't even seen the trailer yet. I'm stoked to see it on Monday, so we can all get super hyped about it. But if you like what I'm putting down, you guys can follow me over on Twitter. That's where I do most of my chatting. That's at @little_red_dot. There on my Twitter, you'll find my schedule. I play on average 5 to 6 days a week on different channels and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I've recently opened a Discord. So if you want to chat with me, there's good conversation happening around DMing and character building. And I toss tons of ideas out at the people on my Discord. So come get in on that. And you can see me playing in Princess of Apocalypse. I'm playing through the Tomb of Horrors right now over in Greyhawk's channel. I have a podcast called North by Northwest. So more D&D than you could possibly take in a week, basically. So check out my Twitter. You'll find all that information there.
Great stuff. More D&D than is healthy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next season of Trials of Ball. I think I will probably bring Finbar into the mix because undoubtedly he's going to die at the end of the season. And who else deserves as much punishment by Ball than fucking Finbar?
I feel like having Finbar in this realm is more punishment to Ball than it will be to Finbar. Like,
it's like, I can't believe I took him in. I was such a mistake. No.
Like, what a fucking idiot!
Get him out! Get him out! Oh man, it's going to be fun. I am definitely looking forward to the next season of this show. And if you guys want to come along and play, I seriously recommend you guys sign up fast because we are booking ahead as far as June at this point. We're booking past the first month of the second season that we're talking about that we haven't even gotten to, which is starting in 3 weeks' time. So the waiting list is getting longer and longer, so really do sign up for these games if you want to come play D&D with us. That's the way to do so. We do also have an option on Patreon for you to be guaranteed one game a month as well. So a couple of people have done that who want to come back and play each month. You can guarantee yourself a seat at the table. Great stuff, though, Chelsea. Thank you. Madame Gandalf, same questions for you.
Chelsea, I am so excited to hear about Galleria and Granundi becoming like a possible, writing it out for everybody, because it just makes me excited that more people can also stop sexual harassment in their own game.
At least they'll have a way to put a complaint in, right? We've all been waiting for that.
To make a character sheet, like a AC-43.
A legitimate one in the back.
Oh, but this campaign has just been so much fun, and you somehow, I don't know how you managed to put up with all of the random antics that are going on at all points, the near-death scenarios, everything. It's always just so much fun being here and getting to play this campaign with you and everybody else who joins each week. You guys are troopers for putting up with, us. Fergus, Finbar, and our antics as well. You're absolute troopers. But my name is Madame Gandalf. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. You can find me everywhere as Madame Gandalf, and I also have a D&D show Wednesdays 8 p.m. Eastern set in the world of The Witcher. So if you like The Witcher games, then you might find that you enjoy that one as well. And just dear lordy, what a great show this is. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Madame Gandalf. Thank you to Top Run for that raid. We're just finishing up here, actually, but you're welcome in nonetheless. Thank you for joining us today. Scraticus, same questions for you, my friend.
Hi. Wow, Chelsea. I always love how well you handle the random, and then today you go and throw the feels at me.
What, Doug?
Hey,
Doug.
Look, chat did something they shouldn't have, which is they named him and said they loved him, which means I will take it from you.
And you also basically
Sat
just
on
told us, you basically just graphically described to us your undying love of TPKs. So I think
Yeah,
we know
don't
how
worry
this is
about
going
that
to end now. Yeah, wow, it's been great. That was a little bit of a roller coaster. Poor Fergus. I never know what's going to happen with this.
But you got your body back.
I did get my body back. That's true.
But at
I
what
did,
cost?
and I got the shell as well. So I got the best of both worlds there. That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
In fact, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm Scrackers. You can find me on the internet. I'll put some links in chat.
Thanks,
Oh,
Jack.
yeah. Wow. Good.
Great stuff.
Same
Uh,
mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Welshie, what do you think about tonight's game, my friend?
Well, Chelsea, let me just say that the energy that you kind of bring as a DM is absolutely incredible. Just the whole pace and just everything that you do is just brilliant. I mean, this is only the third session of D&D I've ever played, and it was by far kind of the fastest and most kind of engaging that I've done so far. And I really, really like that style. So, thank you very much for kind of introducing me to something a bit different to what I'm used to, and definitely a fantastic experience. Really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad to hear that, man. That's awesome. Thank you.
great.
Oh, I'm gonna blush now on stream.
Yeah, and it was interesting for me to kind of get to grips with Kuvrak, something very different to the character I'm running in a campaign I'm doing privately, which is a Dragonborn Paladin. So it's quite different to try and get into this character's head. So I want to I do want to build him up a bit more. So that's something I'm taking away from this, is I really like Kuvrak, and I didn't intend for him to quote films as much as he did. That was just kind of spirit mode. I thought, this actually fits really well, but I kind of want to tie that into him much more. And he doesn't know where these thoughts are coming into his head, but absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. I do have a bit of an online presence on Twitter. I am Lord Welshie. I do have a YouTube channel as well, mostly focusing on gaming, but getting more into the tabletop stuff. I have started doing more of kind of game unboxing and so on, and that's Lord Welshie as well. So if you want to drop by, that's fine. You can say hello. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks so much, my friend. Great stuff. And Koros RPG, yourself.
It's like, well, first off, I want to say I had a ton of fun. You guys are some of the best RP that I have seen in a long time, and we have a great DM here.
Absolutely.
It just was a whole ton of fun. As for where you can find me, I guess you can find me on at Koros RPG on the Twitters, and I have a Twitch same username, twitch.tv/COROS and right now I am working on a show called Firelight, which is a one-on-one D&D thing each week where I have a new guest on each time. If you want to come by, that's probably gonna start up next month, so come in for that. But besides that, I had a ton of fun with you guys.
Great stuff. Thank you, my friend. It was a great time. And last but not least, Austin.
So yeah, this was definitely a ton of fun. You see, shows like this, especially a lot on like Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that, and having the opportunity to actually get to take part in one is just such an amazing opportunity, and especially with like a wonderful cast of characters, a wonderful DM, it's absolutely amazing. So can only really say good things about the experience and all of that stuff. As far as on the internet, I am an old man and have zero internet presence, so I don't use Twitter, I'm not on Twitch, I'm not on YouTube. I leave those to far more creative-minded people than myself. So, but yeah, had a great time. It was good fun.
Thanks so much, Austin. Well, you guys, you have some glowing reviews right there. People have come on the show and enjoyed themselves, so you should sign up and play with us. Come play some D&D. It's going to be fun, even if you are dying in the Trials of Baal next season. So today was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for your support. As always, some crazy donations coming in to give some great wild magics in today, as always. And some some great stuff from the players today. Hope to have you guys back again sometime in the future. It was a lot of fun. We'll be back on Saturday, like I say, on the D&D channel. That's when you'll next see myself and Chelsea. But other than that, my friends, try not to throw too many net ones because we want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.